working. Let's go, baby! Bomb arrows to the rescue. Ha! No way! Ah! No! Oh, that assist, baby! No! Don't touch it. No! You... What did I do? It's an accident. Frickin' Beetle. I got the triple collapse! Oh! Ah! Oh, Danielle, go to the fire thing. It teleports us. I trusted you! Trombone. This one is trombone. Yo, I got it! Yes! Let's go! Yeah! 24 hours done. 24 hours finished. Oh, time to beat 23 hours, 28 minutes. Oh my god! We did it! We did it! Oh my god! I couldn't have done it without you guys.
What the fuck up? Holy shit!
Wait, it went through? I gave him 50 bucks. Oh. Yo. Yo. What's up, Mac? What's up, Bean? What's up, Nathan and Moog? Bing bong. Hey, Mac got first. God Monkey. By the way, can anyone read this shirt? Probably not, right? God Monkey will be live very shortly. For those that don't know what God Monkey is, it is basically... I forgot about the hair. Yeah. It is basically a 20,000 channel point reward where you could make me once a month play a game of your choosing for a minimum of 3 months until it comes back. Right now, Doctor is the current God Monkey. You also get a role on Discord, and you could talk to me on Discord on a separate role here, or a separate whatever. So, but that's pretty much how that works. You want pictures of Spider-Man? Huh? I have zero idea what God Monkey is, but you got me curious. That is what God Monkey is. Tomorrow's first day of middle school. Very nice. It's good that you're excited for that. And not scared. Or not scared, but something else. Anyway, that's what God Monkey is. I'm gonna wait a little longer before making it live. But that's a big butt, like my big butt. I am gonna show you guys what it's gonna look like when I make it live. Basically, I'm gonna come over here. Alright. I'm going to scroll all the way down. I'm going to turn on God Monkey. Okay? You can decide on game once a month and get a special role on Discord, as well as a special God Monkey chat until the next person who claims it. And it has 3 months of immunity. Redemption cooldown time. Limited 1 per stream, 1 per user. Boom, all the settings are good. So that's going to be turned on eventually. I just want to wait till a little bit more people come in, and then I'll turn it on. I'll turn it on randomly throughout the stream because of delay and stuff. So you're forced to watch me until I randomly turn it on. I feel as if that is only fair. because everyone has different delay and stuff. Anyway, gonna put some music on. You guys could song request. And yeah, I'll take a shower, then I'll join Fall Guys if there's space. Okay. Sounds good. Yeah, oh yeah. Yo, what's up, Bully Bamari? How you doing? And Doctor, how you doing? I keep forgetting I look like a stranger here. Nah, you're Bean. Music sounds loud, wait. Why does it always go so loud? Jesus, sorry about that. My mom printed out my schedule for me. Very nice. It's a me. Slamari. So yeah, if anyone wants to join Fall Guys, you're more than welcome to. Here's my username thingy, and yeah. We also have crowdsource on, so you guys can mess with my game, crowd control. You could basically pay channel points to make me fall in the game and jump infinitely for 10 seconds and stuff like that. Blah, blah, blah. If I get God Monkey back, I'll make you play horror games. No! Horror games are a no-go for God Monkey. I've said this before. Plus, I call you Nathaniel forgetting that you don't like it, okay? I apologized. Horror games are like the only no-goes. And games I would have to buy, I would consider, but, you know, they're not a... Yeah. It's okay, that's why I said it, because my usernames do not match up. True, true. The Dalmatian Dalmari. The Doi Doctor. Joctor. I like Joctor. Juctora. No, I like Doctor the best. Dr. Gur was my favorite. You're not a dinwit. Dinwit? Oh, it's dimwit, right? But yeah, if anyone would like to play, just let me know in chat. If not, I will count to 10 and then press play. Again, for those wondering, this is what God Monkey is. It becomes available once every 3 months. Okay? This is what it is, essentially. And I will put it randomly during this stream to force people to watch. And also because of delay and stuff. So I thought it would be better to just turn it on randomly during stream. So you guys will have to pay attention if you want it and can afford 20,000 points. So that's that. Oh, we got Nathan in. No one else seems to want to join. So... we'll just start on some duos. Blah, blah, blah. I proved my point by misspelling it. So make you play only games that make you mad. Yeah. Like that game where you go like this and climb up. Listen, as long as it's good content and it's not a horror game, I'm down. And doesn't cost like $100, I'm down. You should do a coin flip before you do God Monkey so people can afford it if they get lucky. That is a good point. Can you... I can put a poll up. Yo, Dino, what's up? I can put a poll up, or someone else could if they want to. On... Coin flip? I'll just put it. It's okay. Yes, no. Would you guys like to do a coin flip? Basically, we flip a coin, and if you win, you get more points that you've put in, and if you lose, you lose the points you put in. Since God Monkey costs 20,000, might as well ask if anyone wants to do a coin flip. Gino wants to get rid of his points, so there's that as well. If we ever get over 100k points for the coin flip, it will become a moment on the stream, and you could get one of those cool badges that Janelle currently has. It's basically a badge that says, hey, you were here during a cool moment of the stream. Yo. And that's pretty much what that badge means. So far it has, and Joctor has it as well. So far it has been used for the final seconds of the subathon. and what I believe to be the final seconds of the subathon. So those two things. But yeah. Okay. That is all the info for today. Today's plans are some Fall Guys that we've been playing a lot of because I don't know why. I feel like it's a good game to play while talking to y'all and has stakes and stuff like that. And PokeMMO because that was fun yesterday for me. And very chill to talk to y'all. And it has progression. And I could play with you guys in that game. So, yeah. I also started editing the subathon. It is a lot of editing. A lot of footage. But yeah. Wow, I'm first then, PP. All right, let's see what people. You're first. Hell yeah, bro. We're 15th though, so I don't think you were first. Okay, we got 5 people saying yes to coin flip, so we shall indeed do a coin flip. Heads or tails? You could put as many points as you want. Wait, I'm putting it as a poll like an idiot. Wait. I will give a 10-minute timer to give everyone time to put into the coin flip. So predict with your channel points. We're gonna flip a coin on the interneto, and depending on if it's heads or tails, you get the gist. Pretty obvious stuff. And then with those points, you could buy God Monkey if you would want to, or VIP, or you lose and you never gamble again in your life, which is also an option. I'm talking. I was first before you. Oh yeah, you were. Yeah, you were right ahead of me. I kept missing that jump in the middle. God Monkey time today. 15,080 points on tails so far. 60 points on heads. 15,060 points on heads. I'm guessing it is between Doctor and Ginelle, but I could be wrong. Ginelle. That is what is going on right now. We were gonna play Apex Legends today, but it literally has I don't know how I made that jump. It literally has 15 hours to update. I haven't played it in so long that it has like 60 gigs needed, and I don't know, it's just too much. Go heads, Dino. I think it's too late for that. All right, we got 26 versus 24,000 points right now on the coin flip. About a minute passed out of 10 minutes to put your bets in. I wish I could put bets in as like the broadcaster, but I don't know why I went this way. Oh my god. All right, top 3, baby, top 3. Let's go. We currently have 26,000 versus 26,000 points. We got 3 people on tails, 3 people on heads. That's pretty even, actually. And 7.5 minutes left on the coin flip prediction. Use a second account ping like Boogie Cookie. I actually have an alt account, but that seems like a lot of work, so I'm probably not going to do that. Because I got to log out of my other account, go on this account, and my other account I don't think has any channel points. I should do that though. Bro, Nathan, that was an insane jump. Okay, we're 7th. We should be good. 27.7 versus 26.2k points here. Let's go. Oh, Nathan put in on heads. Jockter on heads. Ginelle on tails. This is what I see in chat so far. Sucking on mics since day 1. That was insane. I don't know how you made that jump. I don't know. The new channel point prediction thing looks like a bomb. Does anyone else agree? Look at that. Anyway, how's everyone doing? I know Mac is going to school tomorrow, first day of school. Which is actually kind of crazy because it's pretty early, no? I feel like August 2nd, first day of school. It seems crazy. Wait, you can see it. Fuck. I can see everything. Boogie bookie. Boogie bookie. I like Babuli Bamari. I just like normal names, to be honest. I'm not that interesting. I'm team heads today. Hey, Moog. Going heads. I'm always team heads because I like giving and getting head. So, I'm always team heads. Moog voting against me. Head wins bread. Exactly. If you have a girl or a guy giving you head, you will get that bread because it will make you excited and enjoyed about life. And then you make money. I don't know. Oh, Nathan, survive. I could literally just stand here. It's like one of the only game modes where you gotta like actually look periodically. Ah! See, I almost missed that. Good shit, Nathan. We're killing it. Yeah. Bro, heads is where it's at. I think there's about half. Oh! No! I suck ass. That's why I don't look at chat when playing this game mode. Alright, you got this, Nathan. You just gotta survive for 30 seconds and you're a god. Maybe not a god monkey, but you're a god. For those that are curious, this is the Hall of Fame for God Monkey. And for watch time and stuff, which is on the Discordo. So we have since November of 2020, we've been keeping track of most hours and most points. Points have been discounted for a long time now. And Discord top 3 has also been discounted. But, you know, we have most hours tracked for quite a bit now. Nathan had it for many months, and then Doctor had it for many months. And as you can see here, there's 2 VIPs. We got God Monkey here. Nathan was first, then Diego, and then Doctor. And we have most hours on live stream as well. I don't know why I'm talking like this, but I am, so that's the thing. Let's go! Good shit, Nathan. Currently, how much longer on coin flip? Oh, 70,000K. Again, if we get over 100,000 versus over 100,000, that will be a moment on stream. 28,000 points on heads and 70,000 on tails. Sheesh. I lagged back to the platform and saved you. Nice. I didn't see that, but good shit. All right. Okay. This one should be easy. Come on, let's go. Also, if we win this game, then nothing. Then we just win this game. But yeah, tomorrow is also an announcement for a Pokemon, possibly for the new Pokemon game. So I will react to that and post a video of that, I guess. But yeah. Chimmy, what's up, bro? Chimmy, today a new God Monkey is crowned. People push too much on this shit, bro. Oh, okay, we're good. How you doing, Chimmy? Oh, all right, let's go. Let's go. Take your time, Ping. No need to rush. Let's go, baby. The only person that qualified so far. Let's go, bro. You got this, Nathan. Like King Kong? Yes, like King Kong. No, today is God Monkey. If you redeem God Monkey, it will be randomly put on stream. Should it be random or should it be a moment? Nah, it shouldn't be a moment because it happens every 3 months. But if you get God Monkey, it'll be kind of randomly turned on during the stream as a channel point redemption. Then you basically can make me play any game you want that's not a hard game or costs a lot of money for the next 3 months, once a week. Or once a month. I will try to make it once a week, but we'll say once a month for now. Costs 20,000 points. So you could put your channel points in if you'd like. We currently have 71,000 points in heads and 71,000 in tails. This has been a 10-minute timer. We have 5 people on heads and 3 on tails. And currently 1 minute left on this coin flip prediction if you want to flip and gamble away some channel points. That's a thing as week. Once a week, I want a refund. I said possibly. We played Hollow Knight for quite a bit though, Doctor. It became a game I liked playing, and I played it more than once a week, so I feel like it had a good amount of influence. Oh shit. Is this the final? I've never seen a final be a 2v2 soccer match. Are you freaking kidding me? I like this song. The 4 Rat, thank you for the follow. I appreciate it. If we win, I will give up on violets.
Hello there.
On violence? Oh, good. Hope you're doing well. I'm here to share the love. Fuck you. Okay, Rat. I'm glad you're enjoying. That's just because I chose a good game. I suppose so, yeah. We're actually killing them. I think Nathan is giving up violence. Let's go. No! My bad. I defended bad there. I'll defend. Don't worry, bro. Go offense. Don't worry, bro. What are you doing? Don't worry. Trust me. I feel like the song was huge when I was in like middle school. Well, I don't know about this version, but good shit, Nathan. I'm defending like a goddamn god, and you're offending, offensiving. I don't know. Let's go, baby. We won. And Nathan gives up on violence, bro. Let's go. We won our first game back, baby. Let's go. Well, first game of the day, I should say. This song sounds like the Jonas Brothers to me. Puts on Jonas Brothers. Okay. I want to win, but I want violence. Well, no more violence. We won. Why? Downtown with the girl I love, and I can fuck you. All right. Anyone can join if you would like to. This is my username, and we are gonna do a coin flip after the song ends. But yeah, if you'd like to join, let me just reconnect this. Hey, the buttons work. Okay. Tell me it doesn't sound like Jonas Brothers? I don't know. I haven't listened to Jonas Brothers in a minute. And when I say minute, I mean a very long time. How about since no more violence, you wear a maid count outfit? What does that have to do with violence? Fuck you. Fuck you too. All right. The music has subsided. And we will be engaging in a coin flip. That doesn't count. Okay, that's just opening the web page. This coin flip will be for more points than any of you guys can imagine, except some of you who have that many points. Wait, did the amount of points change? What the hell? 65,000, still a shit ton of points, versus 55.9 thousand points, all in this one coin flip. One goddamn coin flip, bro. It's not 2 coin flips. It's not 3. It's not 4. It's a one-time chance to win the amount of points of your lifetime. Okay? Are you ready? I read that wrong. I don't care. Are you ready? Oh, I did read it wrong. 81,000 points versus 71,000 points. And this is the person who put the most amount of points in 65,000 from Doctor and 55.9 from Gnell Gigabyte. You're right. I read it completely wrong, actually. Okay. Are you guys ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 0. It's heads! It's heads! Heads will always win. It is heads, ladies and gentlemen. Heads have just won a shit ton of points. Sorry to Gnell Gigabyte and everyone else that has put into tails, but heads has won. Congratulations, heads. Never play again, Gnell. That is back to back. Heads never fails, except when it does, which it failed yesterday, I think, but congratulations to all the heads out there. Heads. 152,174 points will now be given to 5 different people. Well, not each, but Jesus Christ. That's a lot of points, bro. That's a lot of points. Woo. Well, that was actually pretty insane, bro. Look at that. Jesus Christ. Nathan, Moog, Doctor, I know they put into heads, and I know Gnell put into tails. And for the other 2 that put into tails and the others that put into heads, what an insane coin flip that was. Is this Jonas Brothers? Cries and poggers. Easy claps, Doctor. PP failed heads. Yes. You have 233k. Jesus. That's a lot of points. All right. If anyone would like to join Fall Guys, you are more than welcome to. Moog, I think you mentioned wanting to play, right? Can I buy VIP for someone else, or is that cheating? That's unfortunately cheating, but love the gesture. It's cheating because the whole point about having VIP is that you're here for a long enough time to deserve it through channel points. Obviously, coin flips kind of biased, right? Because you could just win a coin flip and get VIP, but you still need a shit ton of points to bet. So, yeah. Sorry, Doctor. Fucking Wi-Fi. Yes, Nathan. Imagine. Thankfully, Rosie wasn't here to lose more points again. But yeah. If anyone wants to join Fall Guys, I will give them 20 seconds. Because of delay. Oh, I see Doctor is on, so I will invite you. And yeah, 20 seconds left to join. 19. Actually, we're going to put Jeopardy music. Okay. By the way, I found out why the sound effects wasn't working last time. I know how to fix it for next time. Excuse me. We transfer them to someone after stream. Thankfully, you can't do that. There's no possible way. I don't know if you could do polls off stream. Can you? Or predictions, rather. Alright, we're gonna do squads. And we're gonna ready up. We can. Then I will take away that power. Okay. Probably move my face cam too. Guys, I want something cool every day. Every day on stream, I want something cool. So tomorrow, hopefully we do something cool. I don't know. Like I want to maybe do the truth or no truth. What's it called? That game where whatever, I forgot what it's called. Oh, remember, I will randomly turn on God Monkey during this stream. I will not say when. I will not say why. I will just do it. Smash or pass? We could do smash or pass tomorrow. I was thinking that game higher or lower. Because I really liked it that one time we played it. I want to do stuff that's interactive with you guys. And fun for me. So like, coin flip is an example of that. Going into other people's streams and just bringing good vibes is another example. Like that war against Liam during the subathon is another example. Higher or lower could be an example. You know? We did win, Mook. Doesn't this song sound like the other one? I can see what you mean a little bit. Their voices sound gruffy. Gruffy? Is that a ruffy? I don't know. Their voices sound kind of familiar. Similar, I mean. I feel like I didn't get any points again. Bruh, you did. Or at least, how many points did you put in? If you put in like 10 points, you're not going to get 1,000,000,000 points. But if you put in like 1,000 points and there's, you know, there was a lot in the pot, then you'll be getting a lot more, you know? Look at these muscles, bro. Sorry, I can't put my arms up at the moment. I put one arm up. You guys could also mess with my game, which actually would kind of want because this is too easy otherwise. Look, literally the second person to qualify. Freaking God. No, it looks like someone got disconnected. It looks like the random or doctor already made it through the finish line, I think. I don't know how coin flip works. I just flip a coin. And if it's on what it is, then you get it. I thought you had greater chance for points if I chose the opposite team to Dinell. Well, you were right. I put in the vast majority of points, so I got the vast majority of points. Yeah. Yeah. Coin flip works best when you have a lot of people in chat. You know, for those that like smaller streamers and being in smaller streamers' chats and stuff, yes, there are benefits for sure, like being able to talk to you directly and interact with you guys more often. But the cons are that, like, some of the cool stuff we would be able to do, we can't. Because we don't have 1 billion viewers, you know? Which is fine, but, you know. The song's kind of loud. Sounds nice, though. I got, like, 11,000 points, and that's how much I put in. Oh. I don't know, man. I don't know, girl. Maybe because there were less points in the tails versus the heads. I think they have to be closer to even for it to be better. It was like kind of close to even, but not close enough. I feel bad for Dinell, bro. He lost a shit ton of points the past 2 days. But maybe smash or pass would work, Nathan. No. You should have gotten like 140% of what you put in. There you go. Doctor knows the math, I think. You gave away your points? You did, actually. You shouldn't have done that. You're being nice. You're being nice to Rosie. Ginaru. For those that don't know, Gnl Gigabyte is actually going to come to my house in September and dox me. And we're going to be streaming on stream together. So that should be fun. Maybe I did then. I just didn't notice. Maybe you did, yeah. Well, you must have. You must have gotten like whatever. Because I don't think Twitch really messes up on that stuff. I've never gotten screwed over predictions on stream. So I don't know. Like a stone. Why? That was so dumb. Me and someone else fell there. Was that Nathan? Sheesh. Cool song. Let's get this silver. All right. Ah! I'm playing really shitty. Y'all have to carry. I mean, I got a couple of silvers, but... Get up, get up. Yes! Okay, I got a gold. This is like a song from when I was a kid, I feel like. All right, let's go. Oh! All right, now I'm getting a good amount of points. Y'all have to pick up the slack. Oh, yeah, I got a shit ton of... I got like 3 golds. Oh. Let's go. We only need a few more. Let's go. Well, we're missing one person, I think. Oh, are you kidding me? Damn it. Well, we had the random get DC'd, so... But we were really close with only 3 people, so good shit, guys. I'm spending all this money to learn your address and dox you. The consequences of this will be tremendous. You know how awkward that would be? You dox me, and then I just end stream, and I'm like, bro. Like, bro, get out of my house. I laugh, but I probably would be like, bro, what the fuck, bro? This is an old school song. Moog, if you'd like to join, you're more than welcome to, of course. I'm drowning. Just let me know. If not, that's fine as well. I'll just, I just want to know if I should ready up or not. I think I know the rough area of his house. Well, Dino's gonna know more than just the rough area. If someone paid enough attention, they could 100% figure out where I live. And like everything about me. But I don't know. The biggest thing is just where I live, really. Okay, we got 10 seconds left to see if Moog will join or anyone else. 9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 1, 0. Let's hope the next random person does not DC. You gave away a lot of times on stream. Yeah, I did. But it's good I've learned how to dox myself. Because I don't think I... It's good I learned... It's good I'm a small streamer for so long. Because when I become a big streamer, I won't make those mistakes again, you know? I learned a lot of stuff I made mistakes from. Easy, you live in New York and you're Jewish. Kind of true. There is a big community of Jews in a certain area in New York, but I don't know. I don't necessarily live there, so... I made a new playlist that consists of songs picked from Pink's public playlist, but I wonder to which playlist you add new songs that you find on stream. I guess you... Yeah, I add them mostly to liked songs. From time to time, I'll add them to like, my favorite playlists. So... Like, I added this song that Jared showed Dinell, I think, and then Dinell showed me. Dignity. So I added that to my best 3 playlist. And then I added a Finnish song that ZZ showed a new viewer last night. I added it to this backup playlist that goes on during stream. This backup playlist is a YouTube unlisted, I think it's unlisted, backup playlist. The one that plays when no one requests music. That was amazing. I have a life insurance policy on your stepsis. I'll join next one. Sadly, I like songs are... Why... Did I make them private or they're just privated normally? You didn't even know about that community? Oh, yeah. I mean, there's... New York has the second... Last I've checked, the second biggest population of Jews in the world. Aside from Israel, so... Yeah. There's like an area where there's a lot of Jews. There's several areas where there's a lot of Jews. But I don't even live in that area. Or do I? Yo, Doctor with 50 points, me with 49 points. Good shit. Nathan coming in third with 35 points. Oh no, in fourth or third. I don't know. Yo, the song slaps, bro. I feel like Jews in Cali are rare. I think so too. Every Cali I know is like, I've never met a Jew. And I'm like, ha, you must have a good life. I'm just joking. Now every day, smoke weed every day. I don't smoke weed every day. I went to the doctor the other day, and he's like, do you do drugs? And I'm like, no. And then I'm like, well, actually, once in a blue moon, marijuana. And he's like, oh, okay. And I was like, okay. He's like, do you smoke? I said no. But then I was like, oh, shit. I have smoked hookah before. The pole. And it's probably worse than cigarettes. Kind of. But I don't do that often, so whatever. Living in New York makes the statement, I've never met up. So strange. True. Honestly, so true. When I met people who told me that they've never met a Jew, I was like, my first impression was like, huh? That doesn't make any sense. But then I realized, right. We're literally less than 1% of the population. That makes sense. Remember when you said you taught a girl in a park? Bro, I will bet you $1,000 you do not know which park I taught the girl at. $1,000. Like, I'll easily bet that money. But okay. I'm sorry, smoked the what? What was that gesture? It's a hookah. You know? You take the hookah and you go, it's a long pole and you just take and you suck on it, I mean, there is no specific way of telling Jews apart. No, we got big noses. Just kidding. I could say that I'm Jewish. It's okay. Kind of true, unless you're living in New York in certain neighborhoods where you see religious Jewish people who they have a whole getup, So yeah. But you're right, it's a religion, But I don't know. There's a way I could tell if there's a big community of Russian Jews and of like regular Jews and like Syrian Jews and of like Chinese people and Muslim people and this and that. So like after a while you get to know like, oh, this neighborhood has this type of like, I don't know, you just get to know that. So you could know. Highland Park. Yeah, sure, that was the park. I don't even care if you find out which park I taught the girl at, Nathan. Unless I teach there again, then I care. But other than that, like, it's just a random park in Manhattan. We got eliminated? Sheesh. We should make it stakes, okay? For every game that we win, I will go into a random streamer's stream and be weird. Because everyone likes that, right? I'll go to a random Jewish streamer. Oh yeah, you were gonna join Moog, right? I gotcha. You're throwing? You don't want to go into random streamers? It's so fun. You're a hater, bro. You guys are haters. See, there's one other Jewish... Okay, I don't know if they're a troll or not, okay? I don't know if this is a troll. Jewish, gay, blind, ADHD. Alright, we could tell with the blind. Let's see. Let's see if they're actually Jewish and blind and stuff. Oh shit, they are blind. You heard? Wait, they had voice control on.
Ja, PLM. Kurva anyát, PLM.
Raid Channel Legends! This guy is cultured. He's Romanian though. I don't know if he speaks English. Okay. We'll get him next time, boys. We'll get him next time. Of course you put that, Nathan. What? Where again, PP? In Manhattan. Manhattan is huge though. Does anyone claim to be Legion's Seraphim on Epic Games? You got a random friend request? Again? You're so popular. I don't know who that is, no. That's me twerking, of course. Bean, have you never smoked hookah? Like, never mind. PP Memories, the link? Of course I remember the link. No, I have. Yeah, so you know it's like that. Like, I mean, it's a long, like, skinny pole, and you just, you know? I just want to see if you'd make those sounds again. Oh. What sounds? That's how I smoke hookah. I don't know how to. I don't make good smoke things from it though. For those that don't know, hookah is like a pipe, and you just smoke from the pipe, and you could have it flavored and stuff. And there's a lot of Middle Eastern places that specialize in that, and you just get some food and drinks, and you eat some French fries while drinking Snapple Peach and playing cards with your friends. Oh my god, I miss doing that. It's so fun. And then you get lightheaded from smoking too much hookah, but you feel cool because you smoked a lot, and your friends are like, "Oh my god," and you feel like a cool kid. Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. PP is doing something he gives to other men. No, I don't. What are you talking about? It was big on my college campus. Also, it's bad for you, so don't smoke, kids and adults, if you don't want to. I'm not gonna tell you what to do with your life. Luca with the hookah. Who's Luca? Oh, Luca? Are you gonna smoke? Are we gonna stream? Can you stream hookah on Twitch? Can you stream hookah on Twitch? Is smoking hookah allowed? Smoking is not against TOS. However, they recommend not to smoke on stream and could potentially ban it outright in future. Oh, okay. But I don't know if you can go to a hookah lounge and smoke. That seems pretty crazy. Let's see what this says. Reddit knows everything here, so. I was looking at make sure you are clearly an adult-only stream. We are adult-only here. Any kids, get the out. Just kidding. We would lose half of our viewership. Hookah's like cultural, so maybe. Yeah, apparently it's okay. You got a hookah? I don't, but APP, I need advice. What's up, Nathan? Long Island has so many hookah lounges near the colleges. Really? I don't know. The college I went to wasn't like a dorm college. It was a commuter school. This was in the middle of the city, and they had shit ass dorms. So I didn't have the college life. My college life was living in Japan, I guess. But should I dye my hair yellow? If you want to, do what you want, bro. You commuted? Oh, we're the same, Bean. We're the same. Diet. Do what you want, Nathan. I'm not gonna tell you to diet because I am not a Twitch viewer trying to see content 24/7. I am a regular person telling you to do what you want with your life. Hookah is interesting. I guess. I don't know. Have you smoked it before? Gineru, as some say. I don't know how I survived. Huh? How did I fall? Should I dye pink before I visit you? I don't know. If you want, bro. I don't know. It's not gonna make a difference to me. It's your hair. Janelle, do it so we can match. Bruh. I'm gonna be hanging out with 2 weirdos in New York. Just kidding. It's really cool. I'm sorry. I apologize for making those comments. Look, we're in first place. Let's go, bro. We just killed it. Probably never will. Oh, I never smoked hookah. Probably never will. Oh, okay. Meanie. Yeah, I mean, I guess we're in New York, so it won't look that weird. But I know when I had my red and blue hair, everyone was staring at me. And now with my hair like this, no one stares at me. Because now I look like a cool kid. And red and blue, I look like a weirdo. I'm dyeing it yellow for my team color. Let's go. Your team never wins, right? I think you were telling me about that a bit. Bro, we killed it. We're like almost 20 points ahead of the competition. I came in with pink hair the first time, and my long-term patients were like, "Did you go through a breakup?" But for you, I feel like it's less weird. It still might be weird, but I feel like guys dyeing their hair is weirder, or is seen as weirder, but not in New York. So yeah, fuck off. I'm just asking, bro. Your team members are short. Yeah, I remember you telling me that. Hopefully you guys win. Yeah, dye your hair yellow so they could be like, hell yeah, we're gonna win. A lot of my dudes at my job have dyed hair. New York. New York. New York. I got hose when I was blonde, not gonna lie. But like dyeing your hair blonde is not like, it's not like dyeing your hair pink, I feel like, you know? Because people naturally have blonde hair. Or whatever. Purple cheats. You do you, bro. What I'll tell you is that I'm not dyeing my hair. That's what I'll tell you. I can't dye it. There's nothing there. My bestie just went blonde and he got 100% hotter. I don't make the rules. I actually kind of liked how I looked blonde. Maybe I will go blonde. The problem with me personally going blonde, I feel like I have too many dark... Well, Dinelle, you also have dark features, right? I don't know if it really matches, but I have thick eyebrows, you know? So, I don't know. Excuse me. Excuse me. No! Oh my god, I almost sucked pee-pee hole right there. The student council is all purple? Oh. That doesn't seem fair. So that up like this, it was only a kiss. It was a... Get up, you bean! Ah! I'm playing so bad. I looked good, bro. My friend is black! Damn, why saying black like that? Racism? Wow. And the blonde is chef's kiss? Okay. Hey, we're first to qualify. Let's go. I think the best is honest. I don't like blonde hair that much. I think the best is black hair with blue eyes. That's freaking hot. It looks like an alien, but it looks like a hot alien because it looks so weird but cool at the same time. I don't think the dark features throws it. I cut the sides, so only the top was blonde. Yeah, side shaved is a look. They choose stuff that they're good at. Oh, okay. How close was it last time for the team stuff, Nathan? That I don't feel gets old. Side shaved is a look that I don't feel gets old. Ah. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, you guys want to see me blonde? It was when I dyed my hair like a year ago. We have a picture somewhere, right? Oh, this is the finals. After this, I'll show you all. For those that haven't seen it. Blonde hair is meh. Yeah, I don't personally care much for blonde hair. All the blonde hair people I know are dumb. Just kidding. But also... No, I'd have to think about that more. I feel like dirty blonde is kind of nice for some reason, but it's also dirty and blonde, so I don't know. Wow, I'm literally blonde. Yeah, and you're very dumb. You're watching my stream, aren't you? Good one, Ping. Thanks, Ping. JK. I said JK. JK means anything I said beforehand is okay. No, I don't know if you're dumb or not. You don't seem dumb, but I don't know. Obviously, it's a stereotype that people are... I wonder why it is a stereotype that blondes are dumb. Like, I wonder why. What is it that makes it like either semi-true or like, you know, like what makes it what it is? Sorry for making you fall, teammate. I need to step out a game or two to read a bedtime story. All right, see ya. See ya, doctor. Okay. I will read chat after we win this. I'm sorry. No way. I have all of yellow. Okay, if I screw this up, yo, mods, skip the song. Well, doctor is leaving now. If a mod is here, don't skip this. Play intense music and then skip the song because this is intense. Oh, wait. I won. Yo, I won. Let's go. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. Thank you, Nathan. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Anyway, you said skip. Yeah. It's okay. It was my own song. 2 dubs in one day. Let's go. Your hair is more of a bronze. My hair is like black, bro. Blah, 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 blah. I wish to take more pics when I was blonde. 10 points before 10th grade, 11th grade, 5 points. Oh, damn. That seems close. Pink your hair is more bronze. Self-deprecation plus insult is better than insult alone. True. I'm big dumb. Bedtime story. Ooh. PP killed me, but we still won, so it's okay. A good song to change into. Can I join? For sure. How does it feel to have Moog back on the team? It feels great. We just won. We won the first game, me and Nathan duos, and then we won like the 3rd or 4th game with all 4 of us. Yeah, you could join Dinell. And then when Doctor joins back, someone could switch for Doctor to join back, if that's okay. But before that, I have to show you guys this video. Sub to the YouTube if you haven't already.
I basically have a... I'm dyeing my hair, bro. So black.
You see, my hair is mad sexy here. I kind of like how the hair looks here. I kind of like that. But my dark features... The problem is, if I were all black, maybe it would look good. But it's just my eyebrows are really dark, and then I'm just brown. So I feel like it doesn't look good, you know? I don't know. I don't know. And then, like, that looks good. That looks good. Like that looks dumb. But yeah. I promised that I was going to raid. Wait, Moog, are you not playing anymore, Moog? I can't believe I've given up on violence still. Hell yeah, baby. I'm happy about that. You didn't expect to win, right? But we just killed it. Dinell, join in when ready. Don't we have to go into a random stream now and say hi? All right. Let's look at PokeMMO since we're gonna play that later. Oh, there's a good amount of people playing this. You know what? We'll do it when we go to PokeMMO. We'll go into one of their streams and say hi. I'm guessing there are no Jews in here. Yeah, there's no Jews. Anyway. I'm surprised no one's messing with my game. I'm happy about that. I'm gonna wash my teeth. Okay. Oh, that's not blonde. That's bronze. Oh, is that what you're saying? I thought you meant my hair now is bronze. My bad. I feel like that's pretty... Well, I guess it wasn't blonde, but I like bronze then. Well, that means people will trust me more. True. That's orange. That's bronze. Whatever. It's close enough. I have a bump. I hate this. I hate this so much. Look at that. I literally have a bump on my head. I gotta like extend these headphones. That is not good. They can't rest on my head too much, bro. All right, my hair gets super blonde after one treatment. Yeah, because you have shit hair, bro. I have deep, dark, voluptuous hair. My barber always says, bro, you have that... He doesn't say that. He says, you have that thick black hair. And I'm like, hell yeah, bro. I'm like, how's my hair? He's like, it's good, bro. You got that thick hair. And I'm just like, hell yeah. Headphones head. Very nice. Yeah, it is headphones head. I also like to give head. But I don't know what I'm saying. We got Dinell9799, Nathan191, and Ping Pong Moosters. Let's ready up since Moog is washing teeth and Doctor is bedtime storying. You should get a 2-back haircut. I think it will fit you. Honestly, I want a new haircut. I feel like my regular haircut is shit. So I will take recommendations. 2-back hair. Because my brother changed his haircut and he looks so much better now. Not that he looked terrible before, but... So I should get this. A Korean haircut. All these people are Korean, I could tell. This looks nice though. This looks sexy. You're gonna do something quick? Alright, no worries, no worries. We're looking at haircuts anyway. This is called a two-back haircut. Two-back haircut. I'm gonna write it on my phone. I'm PP's worst enemy. How are you my worst enemy? No, you're not. Let me type this in. Two-back haircut. If anyone else has any suggestions for making my hair look better, let me know. Look at the bean. Shit! What is that? Why? What is that? I don't know what that is. What is it, a frog? I don't know what that is. Yo, I'm tired again today, guys. I woke up at 8 a.m. because of shoes banging in the washer or the dryer. Apparently, my brother stepped on shit and his shoes got all dirty. So, or skated into shit or something. Oh, that's avocado? Ew. Avocado sucks, bro. You're not the gay frog guy? You're not, but it's okay. I forgive and I forget. I definitely forget everything that goes on. Just kidding. Oh. You know when you're... Never mind. Only guys would understand why I'm doing what I'm doing right now. Oh. Unless you have no hair and a small peepee, then maybe not, but... Okay, we got Green Armor 5 readied up, Nathan, Tuiki, and Dinel not readied up. I love how Moog is 97, born in 97, like me. Dinel's 97, but born in 99. And Nathan was born in 1901. Oh, let's try to do these challenges maybe. Let's see. Qualify from survival. Yo, thanks for the raid. Thanks for the raid, gamer. I appreciate it. And thank you, viewer, for raiding. With gamer. This is what we do here. Right now we're playing a lot of Fall Guys, but we're going to be doing Pokemon starting next week. So that's the thing. Oh, look, it's a clip. I actually saw you playing Fortnite earlier today. I looked for like a few seconds. And then you died. That was a cool kill.
Hello there.
Ran into a loss I didn't like. Not in the mood. Fair. Fortnite. Honestly, I love FPS games, but I feel like it's a certain crowd on Twitch. Not like a bad crowd, but like a more quiet crowd. And I like interacting with viewers, so. Back. All right, let's do it. Everyone ready up? Let me mute Moog. So, you know, I don't dox her voice. Look at the year 1910. I know what happened in 1910. No, I don't know what happened. World War I was about to happen 4 years later. That's what happened. You killed a TTV. Nice. I mean, TTV doesn't mean that they're amazing, but nice. I said ready up and I wasn't readied up. I'm sorry. Imagine she yells and doxes her voice. She's like, "Argh!" Bro, I feel like people have accidentally doxed their voice, like Diego and others. But yeah. Ba 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 ba. Thinking about the times I drove in your car. I would never. True. I drove in my car. Thinking about the night I drove you too far. Diego voice, I still remember what it sounds like. Right? I feel like I remember as well. But also I'm not sure. Diego's gonna do a voice reveal when his voice becomes really deep. He's gonna be like, "Hey, what's up, guys? He'll be like a 45-year-old guy. He'll be like, so why am I still mod on your channel, bro? And I'll be like, I don't know. Not that your voice gets deeper when you're 45, but I guess Chimmy with his 70 years of wisdom would know how that works. Oh. Ah, why'd I jump? If we win this game, guys, I will do 10 push-ups on stream. If we lose this game, I will not do 10 push-ups on stream. I need to exercise. I exercised once in the morning the other day, and then I didn't. And then I stopped. Oh, you guys are killing it. Good shit qualifying. Ah! Wheels around. Let's go. Dalton, what's up? Ayo. Why are you happy the sub is done? Marathon is finished. How you doing, though? Second in team, I will make you do push-ups. Well, we're killing it now. We're in second overall. Pretty close to number 1, too. Can I play? Remember, I'm good. I do remember that you killed yourself so we could get the win. I don't care if people are... Yo! God Monkey has been redeemed, ladies and gentlemen. Damn, bro. I said I was going to put it randomly on stream, and I literally put it like 5 minutes ago. Bro, Timmy. Yo. Let's go, bro. Wait. Congratulatory music. Fuck. Congratulatory music. The new God Monkey has been crowned, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know why I said men like that. The new God Monkey is here. Jeez, that's crazy. Timmy! Little Timmy. Oh, it's a Post Malone song? All right, well, here's your song. I don't know if this is a good song, but... You just joined stream, you got off of work. How was work, bro? How was work? You saw, but you didn't have points. Aw, that sucks. I'm going back to violence. You can't, bro. You promised. Never mind, I do. Slime Rancher. There you go, bro. Ah! Slime Rancher it is. We will play... What day and what time works for you, Timmy, for Slime Rancher? You could say GTA role-playing, too. And I could... You know, I could check that out. Congrats on getting God Monkey. Mods, change the title, or I'll change it after. New God Monkey crowned. No one will know what that means. You... Oh! I was gonna say you idiot, but then I saw it was a teammate that jumped on it, so I was like, never mind. No one's jumping on it. There we go. Congratulations, Timmy. You will now get the new... First, you make me play what you want on stream. You said Slime Ranchers. Second, you will get the role on Discord, and you will forever be... Oh my god. There we go. No! You will forever be ingrained in the Hall of Fame as a God Monkey connoisseur. Alright, let me give you the role right now, bro. Where's Discord? I have way too much shit open, bro. I thought I had Discord open. We have crowd control on as well. Oh, I do, okay. All right, so God Monkey. God Monkey is now archived. Let me put this here. I'm gonna do it right now so I don't forget later. The last God Monkey was Doctor. The new one is no longer Doctor. Alright, we got God Monkey 3 Doctor archived. Save changes. Now, a new text channel. God Monkey, private channel. Timmy, wait, Timmy, what's your thing again on Discord? I forget. Man, I'm sad. If I don't give any points, we could see you play Outer. You're the one that concurred to do a coin toss, but yeah, it does suck. Add back the coins. The coins should be there to mess with my game. You might have to refresh your page, but I'm gonna go kill kids in Minecraft after this. Sag. Sorry, Moog. I will play Pocket Mirror for you one of these days. I promise. Wait, no, that's not you. That's Chi. What did you want God Monkey for, actually? What's up, random? Little Mac. That's right, Little Mac. I always forget it's Little Mac. Like, if I see it, I know it's Timmy, but otherwise I forget. Yo, God Monkey. Oh, you pinged me. Thank you. New God Monkey has been crowned. Congrats to Little Mac, otherwise known as Timmy. The last thing I gotta do is put you in the Hall of Fame. All right? Technically, Doctor had a lot of time as God Monkey. August 2nd, 2022. But I also didn't stream for like 2.5 months. So. Timmy! I'm just gonna put it as Timmy! I worked so hard and got so far. I'll look at chat in a moment. 2020. You have 3 months of immunity, by the way, of God Monkey. There we go. There we go. Doesn't even matter. Are your guys full? We are full, but we could switch in and out for peeps. Random. How you doing, by the way? Were you able to figure out PokeMMO? We might play a bit later as well, so we probably will. I'm gonna be gone a long time. I'm gonna build a redstone machine that kills kids faster. What happened to no violence? But okay. Okay, Nathan. Let's first beat this game. You're going out after this, yeah. Oh yeah, Nathan's going. Wait, I'm dumb. It's not a full lobby. But Doctor might come back as well. So, you know, we'll be switching in and out a bit. And Dalton wants to play as well. Actually, we could do a poll and see if we have enough for customs. And we could even go to another Fall Guys streamer and see if we could do customs with their chat as well. What do you guys think of that? Cool idea? Not a cool idea? What do you guys think? Mods, poll it. Well, no. 2 mods are playing right now, so. And the other one, I think, is bedtime storying. So, I'll poll it after this game.
You had.
Oh! Best idea you had? Right? Isn't that a great idea? It just came to my mind right now, to be honest. Push the trust in... No! Push that... No! I suck! There's only one thing you should know. Oh, someone jumped on me. I suck! I'm going on the side. I can't. If I missed a message, I apologize. But yeah, Timmy, message me what day and what time works for you for God Monkey. Jesus, I suck ass. Who's the last person? Nathan, you got this. We need you to pass. Pass go. Collect $10,000. You're probably gonna get like 1 point, but shit, you got a lot of points actually. Good shit. Good shit. All right, I think we won that. December, January, February. Diego had it for 3 months. Bro, I don't suck ass, bro. I'm a god gamer. I was smiling for that. And then I was like, why am I smiling? I'm just gonna make this more accurate here. Diego 3 months. Doctor March, April, and then April, May, June, July, August. That was like 4 months he had it, but I'll just say 4 months because that's more accurate. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Come on, ping. Sorry, I was fixing the Hall of Fame. Yeah, so just message me so I don't forget, and we should be Gucci. If you're still here, Timmy. And I don't think I missed any messages, so we're good there. Oh, this is the last game mode. Sheesh! The violence is for your stream and any Minecraft SMP you and I are in, so violence everywhere else. Okay. No violence on stream or on Minecraft SMP. Let's go. I'll take it. Thanks for the follow, Benji. Ah! No! I suck! Cock! I don't actually. We might actually lose here because I'm a fucking dumbass. Anyway. Ah! I suck. Whoever's surviving, you're a freaking god, bro. I got him. All right. We need to get 2 more people, and you need to run away. All right. Come on. Oh, why do I suck PPOs? Ah! Get him! No. No! You got this, Moog. Guys, help Moog out. Oh, shit. Benz, thanks for the raid. I appreciate it. This is... No! We lost! We lost for Ben! Thanks for the follow, bro. Damn. Moog, good shit. I played like shit there. Thank you, Kermit, and Sam and Sanic. Appreciate it. Damn, thanks for the raid. Rip indeed. We were so close. We're just talking about doing a custom lobbies if you guys want to do that. See you, Nathan. Thanks for popping in. Bye-bye. Enjoy Minecraft. Damn. Benjo raid. Hey, nice fall winning emotes. I'm gonna put a poll in chat. I'll shout you out in a second as well. I'm assuming you were playing Fall Guys. How's everyone doing? We've been playing a lot of Fall Guys lately, but we're pretty variety. I will kill kids. Nice. We'll pretty variety stream here. We do pretty much a lot of variety stuff. But we've been playing a lot of Fall Guys lately. For those wondering, this is what we kind of do. A lot of community games and stuff. There you. I was looking for your username. Your username looks familiar for some reason. Hypers. Let me shout you out. Oh, you were playing Crab Game. Oh, shit. Is this a horror game? What is this? I don't know this game. Let me pause my music. You're like singing the song. Pause. Lol. And he did in fact clip that. Yeah. I'm dumbass. Wait, give me a second. How many people, you know what? I'm not even going to pull it. How many people in chat want to play customs? Say I in chat and we'll play it. Basically, Fall Guys, people happy. Crab game. I have these old clips. Nah, I understand, bro. Shouting out is always funny because it like pops out with old clips sometimes. We got Gnell for I. I'm obviously down for customs. You know, if we have enough people now, customs would be a lot of fun if if people want to play. Just say I in chat so we know how many people want to play. And yeah, PP, I have a question for you. You don't have to play, by the way, if you obviously. This is also if you want to add some music. Anyone is more than welcome to, as long as it's TOS, which is, you know, most music. I want 0 kids to die, Nathan. He's talking about Minecraft. It's okay, guys. I'd play, but my mom's snoring so loud. If I wake her up, I'm fucked. Alright, what's up, Deluxe? How you doing? Just got off crab game. People think. A lot of people's in here. Wow. You enjoy the rest of your amazing stream. You look and doing amazing. Keep it up. I hit affiliate today. Let's go. Oh, shit. I almost fell off my thing. Let's go. Congrats on hitting affiliate. I'll follow you to check you out later. Not checking you out in any weird way. Just like, you know, checking out the stream. Thanks for the raid, bro. I really do appreciate it. And I hope you have an amazing one. And congrats on getting affiliate. What's up, Asta? You just got back from marching band. Let's go. How you doing, Asta? I will kill 10,000. Nice. How do you get God Monkey? Oh, God Monkey has already been redeemed. See you, Nathan. Hypers. Is Hypers a saying? I've never heard that one before. Welcome, Trezerk. Hi, I'm new. We're just trying to get a poll of how many people want to do customs. Since we got a good amount of people here. People? Not people. People. You know what? I'll go in a customs lobby and we'll just see how it goes. I think that might be the best. I'm just going to press host here. Bing bong. I know, but how do you get it? Oh, there's the code for anyone who wants to join. How do you get God Monkey? God Monkey, for those that don't know, is given... Look at these muscles, bro. It's given once every... I have to say that every time muscles comes up. It's given once every 3 months. And... Wait, can I not just... Oh, there we go. It's given once every 3 months. And basically, you have to be here when it happens. You give 20,000 channel points. And a couple of times a month, you can make me play a game. And that's how it works. Let's go! Late reaction. Okay, so customs. We got 1 out of 60. Pretty good, pretty good. Not that good. We'll just see how many people join. I'll put like a 5-minute timer. If in 5 people, 10 or more people do not join, then I will cry and end stream and go to sleep. You got 1K channel points? Yeah, you broke, bro. You should have stuck around during the subathon. We just finished the subathon recently, last week. That's why I have a shaved head, for those wondering. But yeah. You can do it. Thank you, Sam. I'm trying to do it. We got 2 people ready. Can my computer... Oh, I'm a dumbass also. Wait, no, I'm not. No, you could just use the code. I'm not a dumbass. I take it back. Can my computer start up Fall Guys in 5 minutes? Find out next time on Ping Pong Mooster's stream. I have a problem. We all have problems, bro. I have the most problems. That's why I'm a streamer. What's up, random? I am good. I had an eye appointment today and missed the first half of marching band, then got back around 5:50 to 5:50 a.m. Shit. Just kidding. Don't worry, we drink. Okay, that's good, yeah. Speaking of water, hydration. Definitely not vodka in here. You can't find your damn Switch? Shit. That sounds like a you problem. No, that sounds like a sucky problem. Someone just bang on my door? I don't know. That sucks. Asta, that's cool. Thanks for the follow, Z10. Ooh, you got a rare 10% chance of Kakashi popping up with the follow alert. Nice. I think it's 10%. Muscles, bro. Let's go. Got 69 in your name, too. I just noticed, Sanic. That's pretty awesome. But yeah. Join in if you'd like to join. We got 3 out of 60 people. We're going to wait a little longer. We got Moog, Dinell, and Green Armor 5, which is me, because I'm dumb, and I don't have it as Ping Pong Masters. Custom games. Here's the code. Yeah, that's pretty much it. You could also song request music if you'd like. This is how you do that. We usually start streams off with Fall Guys and then go into something else. At least that's what we've been doing lately. We're going to play some PokeMMO later. We're going to be doing some Pokemon Nuzlocke next week, starting next week. So if you like Pokemon content, I suggest sticking around because that's going to be fun. My schedule for marching band is 3 to 5, then an hour of break, then finish off with 6 to 8. Jesus. That is long. There's a lot of people in bands right now. Rosie is also in a band. She's doing like 6 hours of practice a day. And you're doing what, 4 hours? That's still a lot too. Sheesh. We got 3 people. I'm gonna wait 1 more minute. If enough people don't join in, we are gonna do random games and just switch out people from time to time. Bruh, indeed. This amazing gameplay here. Sanic. We will find out next time, I guess, with that one. We only have 45 band players. What's a typical amount of band players for a band? I have no idea. For a marching band. I was never in a marching band. I do have a guitar, though. Okay, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Imagine like 30 people just join now. 2, 1, 0. Okay, we do not have 10 people. That means I will be pressing back and making a custom lobby of people who are online right now. If you'd like to join in future games, we do play Fall Guys a lot here. That is my username. Just add me as a friend. I'll add you back. And yeah. Let me know who you are in chat for the username in game, unless it's the same, so I know who's who. But yeah. Your Fall Guys finally started. No! No! Sanic, you didn't make it in time. Some awes in chat right there. Sag. We got some Sages. I don't know why I'm so hyper today, but I am. We got Moog, me, and Dineru. 1, 2, 3. Doctor might still be giving a bedtime story. So, if you add me, Sanic. Can I call you 69? If you add me in time, I think I could add you. Because no one else seems to be playing right now. Oh! Bro, you're fast, bro. Alright, Sanic is now invited. White people said. Bro, Sam is such a nice name. I had a friend named Sam when I was a kid. And I thought he was so cool that, like, I followed him. I was like a cult. It was like a cult. But it wasn't a cult because I was the only member of the cult, and I would follow him, and I would just like, I just love the name Sam, so I wanted to name everything Sam, and then like I would name everything I owned Sam. Like this water bottle would be like Sam, and then a few years later I was like, wow, I'm a fucking weirdo. So yeah, that happened. Anyway, ready up, Dino. I live in a small town. That's why our band group is small. Large bands in cities can have... Bro, when you say bands, I'm thinking of, like, bands of money or, like, something else. I don't know why it doesn't... I don't think of musical bands. Large bands in cities can have up to 100 or more band players. Sheesh. Quietly lurking. Thank you for the lurk, Sam. I appreciate it. Moog is making coffee. Coffee? Coffefe? That's what Trump tweeted out, right? Coffefe? Bro, that's like the best word ever made. Okay. Yeah, Moog was brushing teeth, making coffee, taking a shower. Hopefully not in that order. But yeah. Let's get this dub. Last game I said if we get the dub, I would do 10 push-ups. This game, if we get the dub, I will do 20 push-ups. And I do not work out, so that's going to be a lot. Yeah, she does a lot. Makes coffee. Well, she's a woman, so of course she makes coffee. Just kidding. It's a joke. Bad joke. Bad joke. Sorry. Bad joke. Bad joke. But, I mean, it's because it's morning for her. Yo, Luna, what's up? Just grab a spoon and bowl, then add milk and suck my big poo-poo. What if I don't want to, though? If we get the dub, double it. Yeah, that's what I said. If we get the dub, I will do 20 push-ups instead of 10. Because of the raid, you know, to make things more intense. And also, I will struggle to do 20. I will not struggle much to do 10 push-ups. Bro! I was about to scream. What the? How did he push me? This game is really fun. I never rage from it. All right, let's go. I just thought of that though, random. I can't believe it took me so long to think of that. I should go to other Fall Guys streamers and just do customs with that. Like, that's brilliant. I don't know how I didn't think of that before. I'm so dumb. Luna, how you doing, by the way? Oh, did not mean to press that. Oh. I looked at your logs because I recognized your name, but I didn't remember. You're the one that sends the the bad meme or something, right? Running this game on 10 FPS. Aw. But we still qualified, bro. Let's go, bro. Hell yeah. Why am I so energetic today? 10 FPS sucks, though. Are you playing it on... Oh, yeah, you said you were loading up your Switch, right? This game sucks. Oh, no, you said PC. You're loading up your PC. Wait, why is that on 10 FPS? Do you have, like, shitty PC? That sucks. I know on Switch it's really bad, but... My computer is terrible. That sucks, bro. If I was a huge streamer, I would donate you money so you could get a better computer, but I'm not. So all I can say is that sucks, bro. Do you have a PS4? PS4 would be better than a terrible computer. I could see that. Oh, I love this song. I'm so energized, I think, because I was such a lazy piece of shit today. Well, I wasn't completely lazy. I was editing a subathon video from last week. We did a subathon last week, but I don't know. I didn't edit as much as I wanted to. And then I was thinking about life. You ever get those moments where you think about life and you're like, ugh, life. So I was doing that. Then I walked outside 20 minutes before stream started. Because I barely go outside nowadays. And I feel like I just made it very depressing. And now, I don't know. Now I'm feeling pretty good. But damn, band practice, Dasta. That's pretty cray-cray. Yo, thanks for the muscles, bro. Yeah. I feel like if I do it, I want to do a 24-hour stream soon on Pokemon. I feel like if I do the 24-hour stream, anytime I start wanting to fall asleep, muscles will wake me up. Like the best channel player redemption. Yeah, if we get this dub, 20 push-ups. Excuse me, I apologize. But hell yeah, that guy that damn, I gotta remember names. A lot of y'all popped in today. Benji? Benji is a cool ass name too. Benji getting affiliate, that's awesome. Kermit's best. I try to remember everyone here. I don't want to forget. Like, if someone follows but never talks but ends up talking next time, I'll feel bad, you know, if I forget who they are. I'll probably forget. It's okay. Lurking is also nice, so. Ugh. I feel like this game mode, or this level, has already become so easy. Oh. What? Oh my god. I'm actually killing it. But also, how are so many people ahead of me? I feel like I haven't missed anything. I'm sad right now. My cat Scooter is missing. No! Scooter! Bottom of the bottle. Smile, empty soul. Look at that timing for that name of that song and like Asta feeling sad and me thinking about life. My dad had her and he went... Ah! Why can't I read chat and play? I'm like a bad. There we go. My dad had her and he went to go outside and then Scooter tried running out. Dad got her, but my dad got scratched. Oh no. No! That sucks. If Scooter gets pregnant when she's gone, we're getting rid of her and her kittens. Wait, what the hell? Was she a home cat? I thought I don't know. From friends I've never had a cat, but from friends I've had, like, cats tend to go outside and stuff, no? Bro, we're first. We're killing it. What the hell? Good shit, guys. But damn. Scooter. I hope she was an outside cat, but when she got pregnant with Sinatra, we kept her inside. Oh. So she's a very horny cat. So I'm sure she'll come back, yeah? How long has she been missing? One time my dog was off the leash and he ran after another dog and that dog went missing. Which sucks. We got our dog back, which was good. Back in the days where my dog wasn't dead. Oh, I've heard this song before. Maybe because of you, Jimmy. Bro, we killed that round. But yeah, I think in a few games we'll look for another streamer to do customs. Let me see. What did I want to look up? Fall Guys. I like lost my energy because I feel bad for Scooter now. She's been missing since during my eye appointment, which is around 3. Oh shit. So quite a while. How long would she normally be gone for? Gonna dive off. You're gonna dive off on account? What does that mean? Don't dive off. We gotta win. You don't want to see me do 20 push-ups? Fair. I wouldn't want to see me do 20 push-ups, but she's a very anxious cat. Oh. Well, you can't do anything about it. It's one of those things you can't do anything about it. So the most you could do is just wait, unfortunately. Oh. Oh. And hope that we win in Fall Guys. I don't know. Oh. Let's go. I feel bad for Scooter now, though. Oh my god, I'm a god. Feels bad, man, but also trying to win in Fall Guys. Let's go. She might... Ah! I was reading you, and I fell. She's might be back tomorrow, but only time will tell. Exactly. That's one of those things you just gotta wait. Unfortunately. Hopefully she doesn't get pregnant, bro. That would suck if you have to give her up. But at least you'll have... Nah. I mean, there's no point... Oh, one of y'all... Sanic just fell. All you could really do is just... Oh my god! Stop it! No! Why did I jump? I suck. That was close. That was close. Oh, you can't with your low FPS? Oh, Sag. I'm gonna press aw, bro. That sucks. Hopefully you get good FPS soon. Yeah, we were so close there. No push-ups. Oh well. Thank God, bro. I fucking hate exercise. I don't hate exercise. I hate push-ups. Wait, we won? I thought we just lost. Wait, did we win? Oh shit, we did win. Because of Dinell? Bro, I'm an idiot. I thought we lost. Good shit, bro. Bro, good shit. But also, fuck you. Now I gotta do push-ups. We've been winning a lot of games today. Yeah, I'll do it. I gotta take a piss too, bro. I gotta hold that. I gotta hold it in. All right, let's do it. my underwear is going up my crotch. Okay, Sanic, thanks for the game. Oh, let's go to. I suck at push-ups though. You and I are gonna do a push-off up-off. Oh, when you come over? Hell yeah. Alright, guys. Let's see if this works. This almost always works, so it should be good. Stop looking up. Yeah, looking at my eyes. Max out the audio for the mic. Oh my god, bro. No, you see my feet? Sorry for yelling. Okay. Oh. Oh. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, 10 more. Woo. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, 1 more. Oh, bro. Oh my god. There it is. I'm dying here. I'm lucky I'm not doing volleyball. I'm taking a break into it. I heard that the exercises were awful. For volleyball? Yeah, that makes sense. I've watched Haikyuu, the anime. I walked away for 2 seconds. Are we getting a foot stream? Hell yeah. I don't know if I'm paying enough for that was a good point of view, right? I never do it from that point of view. Bro, my arms actually hurt. Anyway. If we win the next game, we will look for a random Fall Guys streamer and ask them if they want to do customs with both of our streams. Wouldn't that be sick? Oh, sorry, I have to lower the volume. I forgot. Okay, the mic volume should be good now. My bad, my bad. You need to work out more? You're really weak? Bro, shut up. So are you, aren't you? Oh. If anyone else wants to join, let me know. I don't know if Doctor is back or if he wants to, or Dalton, or I think 1 or 2 other people. Bet, let me stream. Not that weak. Bro, shut up, bro. I don't exercise. What do you expect? Last year I did volleyball and track, and the exercises to do that were okay, but still awful. I don't... Listen, if I was on a team, I wouldn't mind, okay? It's just... If I'm not expecting to do exercise, that's... It's all about expectation, you know? Anyway. I'll give 10 seconds if anyone wants to join as a 4th. 9. 8. If not, then we'll just start. 7. Why would I give you 3 burpees? Fuck you, bro. I have no reason to give you 3 burpees. Alright, but if we do win, we will look for another group to combine our powers. Make it every loss equals 5 push-ups. True. Fuck burpees. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, fuck you, Dino. I'm not doing no burpees. But also, I could do burpees. I could. But I'm not gonna. I have to take a piss, bro. I'll be right back. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll be right back.
No, not on my mouse pad.
Building something?
Spilling.
Oh, spit. Oh. That's not good. Yo, the song slaps, bro. I faced a Karen or two before. That's just part of the job, isn't it? Ah.
Okay.
I'll come over, share. Where do you live?
This is dirty.
Oh my god, let me call Ping.
Oh shit, it's nice. Oh my god. Who's still in?
It's me. It's me, baby.
Someone did
I
something.
am gonna
Something's on
finish.
the screen. It's popping up. Ping.
I'm gonna finish. I want the poo poo planet. I want the fucking poo poo everything. Give me the
I'm
poo
sorry.
spread.
With 3 people in the finale.
Hi, I'm new. Misha Krabrov. Hello. Как дела, Misha? I got you. I don't know who that is. Is there a way to... You're racist? Yes! No! Yes! Not to the racist part. to what happened in the game. Oh, never mind. Thanks, guys. Oh my god, things just broke my voice. That was sexy. I hope I didn't scare anyone away. I scared everyone actually with that. Anyway, back when my hair looked normal. I had to do like 50 plus a day in this gym cult I was in. Oh shit. That's a lot. But being in a gym cult is nice. I had to do the the fitness gram pacers test. Yeah, I remember doing that shit. I have like close to asthma, or I used to. Like I have allergies that are almost as bad as asthma. Like I had a thingy and everything. So my running was always bad. Wait, you didn't have fitness gram pacer test? Bro, Long Island? I don't get it. It's like it's in a different universe. Bro, look at these muscles, bro. Sorry. Let's play. Why is my inhaling noise what? What's wrong with that? How do you inhale? I don't know. I'm definitely not doing that on purpose. Oh. The song sounds nice. But yeah, I remember doing burpees in gym class and in real life sometimes. Not that often, but... Let's go. Damn it. Boru guys. Oh yeah, for those that don't know, there should be a crowd control thingy on screen somewhere. You could mess with my game, not make me jump, not make me dive, make me jump infinitely for 10 seconds straight and stuff like that with channel points or bits, but I'd recommend channel points so you don't spend money unless you want to. Yeah. That's a thing. It should be turned on. And you could buy coins with channel points either on the channel or through the application, like if you click on it or whatever, but... Oh my god, I'm so tired now. My arms hurt. My arms hurt so much. Oh. Let's go. How did I miss? I suck buttholes, bro. That was terrible. Hopefully our random... Oh, our random is doing the best. They qualified. Let's go. We're first. Let's go, bro. We're killing it. Black Clover. This is a good song. That was like a fake yawn, but a real one at the same time. That was weird. Drunk John Wick. That's such a good name. But he didn't qualify. Sag. I hope we win this game. I want to see if we could get more peeps involved. I don't know why it took me so long to think of that, too. I'm going to put a 10-minute poll. Just so we have some time. I'm going to put a 10-minute poll. Customs? Yeah. Yay. Nay. Just to give time. If you guys want to play customs. Just to see if we have enough people for customs, or to see how many people are willing are okay with playing customs. Jesus, I can't speak English. I think honestly, regardless of whether we win or not, I think I'm gonna look for another streamer to see if we could get more people if we don't have enough for customs. Cause I think that would be cool anyway. So yeah. Vote away if you'd like, especially if you want to play custom, so I know. Thank you. If not, that's of course fine as well. Oh, one of you just fell. Why am I yawning? My plan is to get up at 8 a.m. tomorrow. Watch the new announcement from Pokemon. React to it. Get 1 billion views on YouTube. and then edit the subathon video more. Ow. And then stream. That's my plan for tomorrow. Let's go. Speaking of, I want to check right now if I tutored a couple of times, and the Moni was supposed to come in yesterday, but then they're like, give us your social security card number thing. So it didn't come in yet, and it looks like it still hasn't come in. I don't have much money. I'm also lucky to not go to summer workouts. I had to watch my little sister at the time, but she's 5. She's independent. She loves the word no. She annoys the cats, me, and won't get out of my room unless I count down to 3. At least she gets out if you count down to 3. No, we got eliminated. Sag is in chat. Okay, let us see if anyone else wants this to play. I mean, working out is a good thing. I don't think it's a bad thing. It's just hard to push yourself to do it, you know? It's hard for me to push myself to do it. Okay, let this go full, guys. Yeah, let's ask this 12,000 viewer person if they want to play. Imagine. Oh, there's a lot of people playing this game. Sheesh. We gotta find someone who looks cool, guys, so we could do customs. All right. If they don't look cool, we can't do it. And they have to be around the same amount of viewers as us, or else people will get crazy. You know? People are like, he's just coming here to steal viewers or whatever. All right, so we're we're around 10, 12. Someone around here. Let's see. Let's see this guy. He has a green screen. All right, let's see.
That was good. That was good.
We do that.
Yo.
Oh.
That's how we do that.
GG, man.
Oh, they just
Holy
won.
crap. Good running. Thanks, chat. Much love, man. GG.
This is so nerve-wracking. I hate doing this.
Yo.
It's so weird.
First running duos, too.
Hello.
Man. I was like, good, man. Here we go.
Nah, it looks
Here
like
we
he's
go.
busy. This guy looks busy.
I was
I don't want to
going,
bother
man.
him.
Man, keep it going, man. Shoot, why not?
I don't want to bother him. I don't want to bother him. I don't want to bother him. Let's look for more people. Oh, my button is not working. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let's look for someone cool. Someone that is not gay. That's not what I wanted to say. Someone that speaks English is what I wanted to say. So let's change this to English. I can push myself, but track is running, but I'm the fastest kid in my grade. Oh shit. That's kind of cool. I was never the fastest kid in any grade, so. All right, these are all the English people. Let's see. Full guys with viewers. Okay. There's a potential person here. Fall Guys with viewers.
But just join anyone.
Oh, nice music too.
Because it's a private one. I don't know if you can join it.
Hello. Currently streaming Fall Guys as well. Would you want to join our lobbies, our viewers for a custom? Let's see his response.
Hello, currently streaming Fall Guys as well. Would you want to join our viewers for a custom? I don't know, Ping Pong Masters. I think I'm just chilling with my boys right now. Maybe another time for sure, though. Appreciate you.
Okay, no worries. Have a good one. I'll follow for the future. Seems chill. Okay, let's play. It's always so awkward to do. But I tried. Splurge, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Oh, maybe I could play with that guy in the future. He seemed chill. Okay, yeah. Anyone else? If no one else is joining, we will ready up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Okay, I'm readying up. Oh, I always find it like weird to go into other streamers and say stuff, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know. It's a nice change of pace. One person voted nay for customs. All right. Well, we got three. We got us three for now. Welcome back, Timmy. Timmy, let me know when you want me to play the Rangers game. And also, welcome back. Can you do a Pokeball? We did a coin flip today before you came in with like 60,000 points in it. We could do a Pokeball. I have the Pokeball here, but I don't know if people are willing to gamble more channel points today. After this game, we'll do a Pokeball. Only if we win. That's a lie. We'll do it regardless. We'll do a Pokeball after this game. Actually, even better. Let's do it during the game. Let's see if my buttons work for predictions here. Okay. Pokeball. Hey, it works! I will put an Eevee or a Pikachu in this Master Ball, okay? You guys have to guess which one I put in the Master Ball, and you get points for, you know, if you guessed it correctly. That's how this game works. Yeah. That's pretty much it. You could put channel points if you'd like. Yo, Genki. Bro, what's up, Chris? I'm always Genki. You know it, bro. You still thinking about Japan? You gotta get over it already. That's it. We're not in Japan anymore. 3K on, what, Eevee or something? Oh, shit. I should put it in the ball before looking at the channel points. What does it say? Nagayo? Wait, what is that first word? Bro, I don't remember kanji. For those that don't know, Liquididid is a friend I met in Japan. One of my closest friends. And, we used to talk about missing Japan a lot since we came back. We both taught in Japan for 2 years, taught English. Kami o nagai. I know, my hair grew back so fast, right? He said, your hair is long. Technically incorrect, but it's okay. Ne. Kami o nagai o ne. I miss speaking Japanese, but I live in America now. Someone do exclamation point goal in chat. Chris, put exclamation point goal. You can do it whenever you don't have anything to do. Okay. Well, I just want to make sure you're in chat when I'm playing the game, you know? Yeah! Do you like that goal, Chris? Holy shit. How am I supposed to jump on this? These idiots are jumping. Ah! I hate this game sometimes. Japan again? Heck yeah. Hell yeah. Let's raise it, dude. Hell yeah. You said that was so meaningful for you. Let's get you back. Aw, that's so sweet. It is meaningful to me. I also think it'll be really good content. So it's like a double whammy, you know? Hell yeah. Oh, I didn't even cross the finish line. I suck. I'm sorry, team. I want all my homies to reach their goal. Aww. Let me get an aw in there. Aww. Customs? Nay. Hell yeah. Chris, are you gonna come with me? You better come with me, bro. You better come with me. For the prediction, it looks like no one voted, Timmy. I'm sorry. I'll return your points. But it was as I predicted. I like this deg. What does that mean? I love the song. Shit. I missed your message, Dasta. I'm sorry. In track, I was so distracted by Japanese. In track, I do the 200 and 400. 200 is halfway. 400 is all around. Actually, it'll be 2 people on my team with a shorter time. Nice. I've gotten a lot of first and second places. Damn. But it sounds like you don't want to continue doing track, yeah? I like this deg. Oh, boiled egg. I was like, who's deg? Yeah, deg is Bean. She's pretty cool. And she lives in New York, bro. The better state. Chris lives in California, like some people in chat. I was also like that in track? Damn. But you're all about baseball now, no, Timmy? I know it's like off season now, but New York. I'm doing track this year. It's just I'm taking a break from volleyball. Ah, I see. Which do you prefer, track or volleyball? I like you, Liquid. Oh, not the LA. Yeah, fuck LA, bro. New York, bro. I might take it. Hell yeah. Oh, you like volleyball and track? That's awesome. Forever frenemies. You see, LA people in LA can't even spell frenemies. He wrote fry enemies. What does that even mean? New York. New York. New York has a lot of problems, but New York. Volleyball and track. Bro, I have such a like nice view about volleyball because of the anime. LA always trying to steal my homies. Really? You know people who move to LA? Bro, LA, bro. And rats. Yeah, we do have rats. But they don't attack you. Volleyball anime. Yes. I almost said hentai for some reason. Haikyuu. I don't know why is that it. I have one of the figures in the back from Japan. But no spoilers because I haven't finished the latest season. You're watching Attack on Titan? This is Attack on Titan song right now. Opening song, I think. It's so good. Hell yeah, bro. For those that don't know, Liquid is not into anime that much. So hell yeah. I was gaslit for 15 years about my best friend moving to LA. Then this bitch moves to Texas. Yeah, because LA sucks. Fuck all them states. I don't blame them. Why would you move to LA? I was about to say LA is hella expensive, but so is New York. You have to drive everywhere, but so is Texas. I don't know. Or Texas? Yeah, but there's no one here from Texas, so who cares? Why would you move to Texas? I was considering moving to Texas because it had one of the cheapest places, like cheapest rents for apartments while being safe in like the whole country. McAllen, Texas, like this specific town, had like a low crime rate and very cheap because it was next to the border. But it was low crime rate, so I didn't care. We're all expensive or racist. Austin's kind of lit, won't lie. Cheap, good food, and not racist. New York? Nah, New York is okay. New York is too woke for me, to be honest. But and it's not cheap. Well, you have cheap pizza, but like restaurants are hella expensive. What do you guys think about West Virginia? I don't know. I don't know anything about any state, to be honest. Country mama. Go home tonight. Go on tonight. Walk out on the biggest problem I have with New York is how disgusting Brooklyn is. There's trash everywhere. That's the thing I hate most about like New York. the trash that's and like cockroaches and shit. Aside from that, New York is pretty lit, as the kids say. Oh, and it's hella expensive. That too, actually. Aside from those two things, it's fine. My friend from Virginia came up a few weeks ago and saw our beaches and was like, "Oh," and put her shoes back on. Some of our beaches are okay, but yeah, our beaches are very dirty. Atlanta, Georgia. I don't know, bro. I literally have no opinion. I don't know anything about any state. Like, I just know like some stereotypes, like Alabama having sex with your mom and siblings, but that's about it. You just went to Atlanta? How was it? Yeah, that happens. Yeah. Oh, we didn't qualify again? All right, this is going to be the last game, and then we'll move on to PokeMMO because we're not doing good. My bestie is there, Bestie 2.0. Best Viet food? Viet and Northern Thai is my favorite. Really? I don't know why I say that so surprisingly. Like, New York has every type of food, but... When I did TGIF volleyball, we lost every single game. Plus, I was put in front row even though I never played in front. Should miss some for games. Oh, that's a shitty coach. Your coach seems like the reason there for doing bad. Viet food was bomb. Hell yeah. If you and Dino like spicy, I'm taking you to a bomb Northern Thai spot. I like spicy food. Dino probably does. He's Mexican. I mean, what? No typical jokes here. Come on, Pink, calm down. Yeah, I love spicy food. I don't love taking a diarrhea shit, but aside from that, it's good. Manhattan is Maine. Brooklyn has a little shop in Red Hook. Oh. Listen, I'm down to go to a lot of places. I just don't have much money, and I'm trying to save up for Japan. The subathon, I made 500 or 550 after taxes and Twitch's cut. I think I made like $500. Tutoring so far, I made $100, and I pretty much have no other money. And I want to buy stuff for stream, like an eye tracker and all these things. So, yeah. Dinell, are you there? Dinell, I'm just joking. This is the last game. Best food ever. I got you, bro. All right, let's see. I just budgeted and I got money from my homies. I don't want to make you guys pay for everything for me, though. Spicy is a thing I might like depending on how good it is. Fair. How much are you saving for Japan? Bro, I gotta say, I don't know, man. As much as I can. Because, like, a ticket is... I want to go for 2 weeks. I want to be 1 week in Tokyo and 1 week in Kumamoto. But... like, the plane ticket is going to cost, like, $1,000 or $2,000. Or, like, $1,000, right? Like, $1,000. And then, I don't know yet. I have to figure it out, man. Karaoke! Hell yeah! Hell yeah, karaoke! I love karaoke. And we have to stream that, too. Oh my gosh. Good. Let me take you to good food. Okay. My Japanese friend wants me to come out on her podcast. Hell, do that, bro. Oh, in Japan? Bro. Chris, let's talk, bro. Let's talk off stream about going to Japan. I want to really double up on Pokemon type content. And I want to start making money from YouTube and stuff and more viewers on Twitch by June, July of next year. Like, I'm hoping I could have saved up enough, be comfortable enough and stuff. I'm really scared, but it is what it is. I live in Texas. It would be cool if you moved close to my area. True, that would be cool. But yeah, I honestly, I don't know what will happen. I don't know what. I'm going with the flow, seeing what life will happen. But cheap and free booze, yes. You have some good karaoke spots. Wait, DM me some of your spots. I'm kind of curious if it's the same spots that I know. We need to get Jared to karaoke with us. True. Jared will come for the karaoke. We haven't talked in a while. True. Dinell, are you playing for this last game? Or should we just do duos? I'm fine either way. I know I'm stuck in New York long term because of my job, so if anyone comes here, let me know. Yeah, we haven't talked in a while. Well, because I call you and you're like, oh, I'm busy with school, which is fair. What's up, Rosie? How you doing? We're talking about you a bit before. What were we saying? I don't remember, but it was good things. Sorry, I was talking to Bean. Oh, no worries, no worries. What do you do for work? Rosie. Hi, Rosie. The love of my fucking life, Rosie. Nah, not talking smack. Never talking smack about Rosie. I don't like talking shit about people behind their backs anyway, so fuck you, Rosie. There you go. Just kidding. How was band practice? We got multiple people in chat with band practice now. Talk shit about me? Yeah, I mean, I do. But not behind your back, like, because it's all jokes. Like, so I have no reason to talk shit about people's backs, you know? But in front to your face, I'll do it. That's more fun and funny. Liquided was asking what you do for work, bro. Someone in chat. I don't know who he was asking, but I'm guessing bean. Boiled egg. I love that shit. Hi, Dino. You work with clients, right? Like therapy related stuff, something like that. School hasn't even started. What do you mean, bro? For Mac, school starts tomorrow, but band dorks. Yep. Oh, band dorks indeed. Why is it lag? What the? Why is it lagging? Guys, I'm getting my internet doxxed. I don't know. You got 1 month left for school? That's what I'm saying. Like, well, band practice doesn't mean school's going on necessarily, but it's the same thing for me. Like, my school started late August, so the fact that Mac is starting school tomorrow is crazy to me. Stream's been going great. We did 20 push-ups. Benji raided with some people, and he seemed pretty chill. Tried to get a customs lobby, went to a random streamer, and he was weirded out, as they all are. So that didn't happen. What else has happened today? Oh, God Monkey. Timmy got God Monkey today. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. So today's been a lot of stuff happening. I want every day for a lot of stuff to happen, you know? For us to congregate around something. I was really excited to stream today for some reason. Not that I'm not usually, but my school doesn't start until 16th of August. Plus, I'm going into high school. Sheesh. Oh, yeah, we did how could I forget that? We did a huge coin flip where Dinell lost like 50,000 points or 55,000 points or something. I'm going to try and get the next God Monkey, so you have to play Slime Rancher 2. Honestly, if I enjoy Slime Rancher enough, I might just end up playing Slime Rancher 2 on my own.
Rosie!
Yeah, Bean. Yeah. Damn, we killed it. Second place. Good shit, guys. And girls. Hi. It's like $20, by the way. Okay. One of these days, one of these upcoming days, money should be going into my account, and I'll be able to buy it. I got you, bro. I'm literally like, I have like no money right now. How are you guarding them colors? Gonna be so sad when I'm gonna be gone for that week. True. Wait, I thought it was this week. I'm a dumbass. That makes more sense. Wait, what week is that? No. You're fine, Timmy. I'll buy it. I gotta go back to Uber Eats. It's probably better now since the weather is getting like the weather is really humid and hot. I feel like less people are doing Uber Eats. So the director might have us do hoops. What does that mean? That seems intense. You're good, Timmy. You're good. It's not like $100, so you're good. I can't wait till money won't be an issue and I could just, you know, do Amazon streams where you guys buy shit for me on Amazon and all that stuff. I think that'll be good fun. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Next week? Oh, shit. That's soon. That's when I'm starting Pokemon Nuzlocke. So, I don't know if you'll enjoy that content, but if not, then it's a good week to leave. Not that it's bland or anything, but... not sure how using hula hoops is gonna go. Yeah, that seems insane. Can I send you a funny pic of an ice flipping me off in Discord? Yeah, sure. An ice? Yeah, send it. If it's not funny, you get permabanned, though. Just kidding, but... Welcome back, Nathan. Why you grabbing me, Dino? Grabbing me by the He's like, I don't want to play Fall Guys anymore. I just want to talk to Bean. Grabs me. Oh, I fell. I suck. All right, you guys got this. Hang on, I'll be back. Okay. Nathan, how was it killing children in Minecraft? No, 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 no. Dinelle, you know I left for like an hour and 10 minutes. I came back into the Discord and you were like sleeping. I'm sorry if I left for too long. No, 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 no. 6 squads remaining. I built a kick machine and a lag machine. Don't say that. Don't say what? The Nuzlocke part or the part of me, of y'all sleeping in Discord? Oh, DNL sleeping in Discord. Oh, which is fine, obviously. Gotta sleep. You were in VC, yeah. Na 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 na. I moved you into the sleep VC. Na 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 na. Discord is so easy to get hacked, by the way. Like people send crazy like messages to get you to click on links, and it's like it's really bad. No. Oh, I was like, DNL is. I didn't know who it was, but I was like, someone's AFK. I just closed my laptop and didn't know. Yep. Wait, there's a sleep VC? Yep, I added it recently. Discord has been popping off with peeps talking lately, so if you'd like to join, !Discord, Nathan, if that's okay, as a mod. I mean, it should be okay, you're a mod, so can you do that, please? And, yeah. There's a sleep VC, yeah. Yo, it's Tyler! What's up, big boy? I don't know why I said that. You're not even a big boy. I saw a picture of you. You're a skinny dude, bro. Unless you gained weight since then, I don't know, but you sent it on as a meme. Okay. Well, I'll check it out later. Are we winning? Are you winning, son? No. Stop pushing. Stop pushing. Ah! God damn it. Yes! Red team, get the fuck out of here. I wouldn't say skinny, but I'm also not fat. Okay. Regular weight here. Bro, what's going on with you? Wait, are you going to the army? I don't remember what you told me, or like, I remember it was confusing. You were like, you're waiting, and then you like got a different job, and then I'm very confused. What's going on with you, bruh? Have you used hula hoops before? Oh yeah, that's a good question. Mid. Also, Pankun, how could you? Bro, Apex, I'm sorry. I wanted to play Apex today with you. It was taking... I thought it was going to update in like an hour. I don't even know if it's still updated. Oh, you did make it in. Oh, so you're just waiting to go in? Like, are you in right now? I'm so confused, bro. I'm sorry, bro. I'm just genuinely lost. I gotta talk to you more. I feel like I don't talk to you anymore. Let's go, baby. Get the f out of here, red team. And how'd you know I was stripping? Are there new people here? Yeah, I think there's some new people here, Nathan. What did I want to do? Oh, thank you for putting the Discord, Rosie. Yeah, Dinelle and Moog are in the chill chat right now. Oh, I didn't even realize that. What's up? What's up, Nathan? Seriously, though. Are you there right now? Oh, why didn't I check in advance? Bro, I did. I didn't know it was going to take 12 hours to update a game. I thought it was going to take like an hour. I'm sorry. We could play tomorrow, though. Assuming that it's up. Oh, yeah, so I changed the rule. Thank you, Nathan. But basically, I was just annoyed in that moment. If someone new wants to join the Discord, but their first message is like, yo, what's your Discord? Don't give them the Discord. Because that's sussy baka, right? But if I'm saying something or we're talking about Discord and you feel like it would be good to put it in, then it's okay. So sorry, that was a bit confusing. Moog, why are you pushing me? A random got out. Or Dinell, I don't know. But someone got out. No, Dinell got out. It's okay. We could still win. We're only 1 point behind second place. So if one of their guys pops out in the next 50 seconds and we're all in, we should be good. Moog, stop! We're gonna lose! PP is done because he has skull damage. Take your head. Ah! Phone's out. I told you, Moog, stop. No! You see? You see what you do? You play too much. We definitely lost now. It is what it is. It was sorry. It's okay. It's okay. There's another update in a few days. Fucking hell, bro. When does the new update come out for that then? Because Mario Kart update comes out August 4th. So we're probably going to be playing Mario that day. So, you know. You know? You just wanted a hug. No hugs. I give hugs to nobody. IRL or online. Just kidding. I apologize. Nah, it was impossible with 2 people. What is this song, bro? What is this song? Mario Kart at midnight tomorrow. Actually, based. Yes, Mario Kart at midnight tomorrow. Mario Kart midnight. Let me just make a note. We could do Apex starting tomorrow, but yeah. Oh, that's when the new season drops? Bruh. I think 6 days. Wait. When exactly? When exactly does it drop? PokeMMO. Pokemon MMO. Yo. You know, since you play Minecraft, do you have any idea what I can build? You can build Sag. Ooh, build a Sag emote. Build my face. That would be pretty hot. It's okay, you tried. Thank you, Asta. I did try. I'll do my best just for you. Yeah, you got this. Hula hoop time. Wait, yeah. When does the game come out? All right, let's see. Apex new season date. August 9th. You're saying August 9th Apex. We could still play before then though. I'll hit you up on Snapchat, bro, and we'll talk about it, Tyler. I didn't know math. I couldn't figure out 3 days was April 9th or whatever. I'm too dumb. Build a big tree. I got a big spree, a killing spree in Call of Duty bars. But I don't have a car, and I'ma touch your mom. I don't know what I'm saying. Build a statue of Ping. Hell yeah. That is difficult because I need a close-up picture of my head, bro. Bro, what are you talking about, bro? Bro. There you go. Okay. There's your picture. I mean, there's pictures on the Discord and stuff. You're gonna do what? I'm gonna touch your butt. You're gonna do what? I'm gonna touch your butt. Cause your name is Ars Blasta. Wait, I need wait, guys, I need to rap here. Wait. Everyone laughs my raps. Everyone laughs my Alright. Yeah, I'm just Steve. I'm Steve, you better believe. Oh, bars! Time for cringe. Time for cringe, ladies and gentlemen. Alright. Bro, I don't know. There's a picture on Discord, I feel like. Yo. Gonna do what? I'ma touch your butt with consent. And I need you to bend. Do you play Pokemon Go? No, no, no. I'm not a schmo. Yo. Asta plays. He plays all days. I made Asta's day. What do I say? I'm gonna do what? I'm gonna touch your butt. Okay. I'll stop. I'll stop. I'll stop. See you next time. Getting a little weird there. See ya, Moog. Thanks for popping. You made my day even though so much has happened after school. I'm happy that I saw you streaming. Aw, that's so sweet. I'm happy I made your day, bro. Aw. I'm happy I could do something as a streamer and not be completely useless. Cal's name was Lover. Lover 1. How could you forget? Alright, that's enough rapping for today. I don't play Pokemon Go anymore. Nope. Nope. I'm gonna need you to stop these heinous lyrics. Oh, are you gonna TTS rapping again, Tyler? I hate when you do that, bro, because your raps aren't as good as mine. And just makes me frustrated. I'm gonna build Grant Steve with a hollow head where I'll name a cow the same name as the streamer SMP you're in. Do it. Do it, no balls. But also big balls. People still play Pokemon Go? I don't know. People play Pokemon Go. I don't know. You're a schmo, bars. Lover 1. Yep. You commanded Lux to kill him. It was really good content, though. That was... I really want to play with others. No sussiness in that statement. I want to play with others. You know, but yeah. But I don't know. By the way, if anyone has PokeMMO, you're more than welcome to join and play with me. We could play with each other, if you know what I mean. In the video game. I love this song. No, 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 no. Oh, I love that. I love this song, bro. I gotta play Baruto again. I haven't played Baruto. I played? I gotta watch Baruto again. I haven't watched Baruto in years. I probably missed so much Baruto content. PP is lucky I give up on violence if you're in the same server and on stream. True. You know how long it takes till Twitch says? Yeah, so sometimes, I think for me it took like an extra few days, gamer. But you got this, bro. It's close. PokeMMO is free. It's basically Pokemon, but you could play with each other. I gotta stop saying that phrase. It sounds really weird. You are not useless. Don't say that to yourself. I don't like it when people say that. Think positive and swear less. I don't like swearing. I'm sorry, bro. I'm gonna swear sometimes. That's just how it is. I don't swear that much, though. But I've learned after streaming for like 2 years that I really don't want to change myself for other people.
Your rap
so
is all the same use,
I'm gonna
no
swear
game.
how I swear.
I'm on your
I
ass like
apologize.
the average American car in a crash.
But, yeah.
Time to hit the dash because I'm hella fast.
But I don't swear that much. Anyway. But I'm happy that you enjoy it at least. Yo. Alright, I got this. Whew. I'm a swear-free person. I mean, alright, but I'm not. I'm sorry. Yo. Your rhyming is lame. Bro, just like your name. Arseblaster? Bro, you're not the master of raps. Your rap is all the same. You spit no game. I'm on your ass like the average American car in a crash. Time to hit the dash, cause I'm hella fast. Touch my ass. What? Hey, yo. Alright. Hey, yo. Hey, yo. What was that last part there? I thought of something. Danelle says he misses me, yet he knows I stream and has my Discord, yet he can talk there. He misses you here, maybe. I don't know, bro. I know, but if you don't like swearing, you'd hate me. You stole my bar? No, I made it better. All right? I added your name into the bar, and I added your ass into it. I made it better. Who do I miss? Just give me a kiss. I don't know why I'm talking like that today. That wasn't in my rap. Yeah, I made it better, bro. That's what I'm saying. Damn. Bro, he don't even get it. Wait, why did I go around? That was so dumb. Why did I go back to Mauville? Oh, I have to go east. I have to go east. I don't have... I already forgot how this works. I don't have access to that thing yet. No one saw that. I'm sorry. Bro, I personally don't like going in other people's streams off stream. Like, I don't like watching streams. I'm not gonna lie. Because, like, I like to talk a lot. Like, sometimes I'll go on a stream as, like, background noise. I like to lurk a lot, but I don't like talking much on streams, personally. But how's everyone? Sorry, forgot to ask. You should feel sorry for forgetting to ask. I'm doing pretty good. How are you doing? How are you doing, Rosie? This song is good. Who do you miss? Gamer for Life 420. PP, I have a question, and I have an answer. What's up, bro? Why am I such a good rapper? Why don't I become a rapper, like, as a career? I don't know. It's a good question. Like, honestly, I just feel like I would blow everyone else out of the water, and I felt I would feel really bad. So that's kind of why I'm not a rapper. But good question. Ow. Okay, you didn't need to punch me, but okay. Good question, though. Good question. Tired per usual? Yeah. That makes sense. Why isn't your Minecraft skin a monkey? Because I don't want to be too racist on stream. Just kidding. I don't know. I just never changed it. I have a different one on Java, but on Bedrock, I was too lazy to change it. That's fair. Being tired is fair. I have one life. Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ. I don't got no wife or any life. I'm so funny. Why are they so low level, bro? My Minecraft skin is a monkey? Nice. Send a picture. Oh, yeah, Asta. I forgot to look at your thing. Sorry. The ice is flipping me off. It's kind of funny. That is very rude. True. 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 Anyway. TTS on cooldown. Let's go. Haha, you just got owned, bro. You got owned by TTS, bro. TTS, bro. I'm a nice person. Some things I'll let some swearing pass, but if it gets out of hand, I'll make sure you won't swear anymore. Yeah, but you can't control other people, Asta. If other people want to swear, they're gonna swear, whether you like it or not. But I see what you're saying. I personally don't like swearing that often either. Because I just don't feel a need to. But I don't really care if other people just swear either. I like making pretty sussy jokes, though, because that's funny. Add Ellis, the old Minecraft account. I can't add the old one because it's on Bedrock. I don't play Minecraft enough. If I made a Minecraft server, how many people would join? Please say 0. Please say 0, because I'm never going to make one. Just kidding. I might one day, but I don't know. I honestly don't like Minecraft that much. It's kind of sussy baka, you know? How did I not verse this Whammon? I thought I went through this whole area before. Me? Yeah, I know you and Mac would join. Probably a lot of other people, but... I mean, my old Minecraft account was Monkey. What's your new one? Donkey? See what I did there? So many trainers. Me neither. Right? I don't like Minecraft that much. I just hate how it looks. Like I said, I'm a nice person, but don't want to control anyone, like you said. Yeah, I get it. I get it, bro. I get it. You don't like hearing curses that much. I don't curse that much, though. Hella overrated. Right? Roblox, okay. Now you're asking for a perma ban. Roblox better, bro? Nah, it's the same shit. I don't like either of them personally. How Ralts just keeps dying, bro. Oh, you're Steve now? Let's go, Steve. I did not use money because I'm saved for next year online membership. Let's go. How's work going, Nathan? Minecraft is better. Yeah, if I were to compare Roblox and Minecraft, like if you want variety, then Roblox is better. But Minecraft, you could do a lot of stuff in. So Minecraft, but they're both shit. So who cares?
You didn't make it better. I'm the Og, got you hot like you're in a
I'm the
sweater
Og?
on top of
What does
leather. I'm
Og
the
mean,
realest
bro?
MC. Don't mess with me, P. To me, you're just a B. Why can't you see I'm better?
Bro,
at
your
rap?
raps
Put
suck,
this on a
bro.
beat and
You
best
have
believe
one
it'll
syllable
slap.
raps. You have one syllable raps. You gotta change your principle. No cap. Bars, you see? Syllable, principle, rap, cap. That is intense, alright? When you say P and B, that's nothing, bro. This means nothing. You didn't make it better. I'm the OG, got you hot like you're in a sweater on top of leather. I'm the realest MC, don't mess with me. P to me, you're just a B. Why can't you see I'm better at rap? Put this on a beat and best believe it'll slap. Not really, bro. It won't slap. That sounded so white and bad. I apologize. I'm in Mexico. I'm on vacation. Oh yeah, that's right. For some reason, I still ask you how work is. Because I'm going to school soon. True. I play both Minecraft and Roblox, so it's a win-win for me. Fair. Fair. Rosie B. Lolan. Rosie, are you a good rapper? Rosie the rapper. Cozy. I don't know. What rhymes with rapper? Crapper? That's like the only thing. So disappointing. Ralts versus Ralts. No? Oh, okay. I recently bought Nier Replicant. Hell yeah, bro. I don't play it, but nice. Nice. What are your favorite games, Blaster? You like GTA. You like Apex right now, and like insane, right? Genshin Impact, maybe you don't like as much, but you're downloading PokeMMO. Let's go, baby. You might need a certain website to get some ROMs from legally. So if you let me know if you need help with the website. Genshin where? Nowhere. And it will stay that way. Or maybe it won't. I don't know. Sorry, I was going on the other browser. You mean the game? I mean the ROMs. So, okay, let me explain something. Basically, you need to load up ROMs to play this game. You need to load up the ROMs that this game supports, which is Pokemon Emerald, I think. I don't remember. It'll say it in the home screen. But yeah. Also, I don't play Genshin anymore. Yeah, I figured. I got the character I wanted and quit. Which character did you want? I'm reading backwards also. Metal Gear is my favorite game series. Nice. I feel like my cousin loves Metal Gear too. I still gotta play Persona one of these days. For Dinell and others. I don't rap, but I can sing very nicely. Same. I got the character Kamisato Ayaka. Ayaka? Ayaya. That's not that Ayaka, right? Why does that sound familiar? Ayaka. Genshin. Oh. I can see why you wanted her, bro. She's, looks like a good fighter. Persona would be Pog, right? I gotta play Persona one of these days. It says couldn't start. Yeah, Random was having issues with the game too. I wonder why. I never had issues with PokeMMO. You're doing it on computer? How don't you remember? Cause I don't remember, bro. I don't remember Genshin characters. I remember you telling me some of them, but I don't remember. Look up Ayaz, but Genshin on YouTube? Nah, it's okay. I just want to play Pokemon. I'm tired, bro. I'm getting mad tired. Do you just go into the file and go to the launcher, right? Yeah. No. Yeah? You just select the file. You just select the ROM. You might have to unzip the ROM. Maybe that's what it is. But you should be able to be good with that. Then sleep. All right, bro. We're doing a sleeping stream. I'm tired, but not to sleep. I want to eat food and watch YouTube. But yeah. But I try to stream for at least 4 hours a day on average. That's my general goal. And Timmy's trying to get PokeMMO. And honestly, it feels like good vibes with everyone right now. So depending on the vibes of stream, that kind of influences my decision as well. Domino's will miss you. It sounds like Rosie wants me to leave. Let me try unzipping it. Unzip? Oh. Tyler, stop making things weird. You're getting me excited. Domino's and anime? Yo! No. At home, it's so different. Chris, oh my god, you're making me nostalgic. In Japan, I used to, like, on the weekends, I would order Domino's and watch anime. And it was such a good feeling. Because I would spend, like, so much of my time hanging out with people, being at work. A lot of, like, social gatherings. So being alone and just watching anime and eating Domino's felt so good. I don't know. I have never replicated that feeling since I've been back. I don't think I have. That was amazing. Anyway. Relax. I'm sorry. I'm about to get up and head to the shower and go to bed. 9:40 for me, so okay. Thanks for popping in. I hope Scooter gets found. I hope Scooter is not pregnant when Scooter comes back. And yeah, I hope, I'm glad I made your day a bit better. I'm happy about that. Sorry if I became a bit weird towards the end, but I'm a pretty weird person, so. Have a great one, Asta, and thank you again for popping in. Appreciate it. I play 5, but I have everything unlocked, so I don't play that much anymore. Fair. PP, please look it up. Ayaya Genshin on YouTube. Okay, fine. I am such a good streamer. Ayaya Genshin. Ayaka, but Genshin. What was it? Ayaya? Oh yeah, I remember this. Oh, I don't remember seeing the visuals. Oh yeah, I do remember it. I just didn't. It didn't click in my head for some reason. BRB. All right, cool. Coolio. Watch me like a guys. Do you think I would be able to roleplay well? I feel like I could. I feel like I would be such a good role player. I spammed this so much in the past. You did, but I never paid attention that it was Ayaka, or like I forgot. I more so just listened to it as a Genshin Ayaka song. You know what I mean? Why are we talking about role playing? Bean. I'm taken. Calm down. I'm just joking. That was bad. That was bad. I have roleplayed since age 11. Wait, have you actually? That's pretty cool. Because there's like some people who roleplay on GTA servers and other games. And I'm thinking, what if that's what I need to do? What if that's what I need to do to blow up? Like, not blow up like with a bomb, but like blow up like on Twitch. What if I just need to roleplay? Where did RP come from? Oh, because you guys were talking about GTA, and I know Timmy is in a server, and I don't know, it just made me think about RPing. Or role-playing, as the losers say. I've written fanfiction and shit since I was a preteen. Oh, wow. Gaia Online and fanfiction, bro. Has anyone else also checked out Ash and Misty fanfiction? When they were younger? Never mind. Gaia Online. That sounds so freaking familiar. Why does that sound so familiar? Ready to win. Oh, okay. I don't know what this is. I lied. It sounded familiar, though. BB became... No. You can't make that joke, Nathan. You can't. I was gonna make it, but you can't, bro. That's hate speech nowadays, so you don't. No. Nope. 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 I gotta time you out for that one, so the message is deleted. Nope. Nope. I've written. How much fan fiction have you done? Oh, there's a TTVer. Mac Jr. Should we say hi to Mac Jr. and verse each other? I made things weird. I'm sorry, guys. How is it hate speech? It's not. I don't know, bro. I just certain jokes I feel like I can't say. So I try not to say them. Thanks for the song request. Buckethead. Better sound amazing. See, now it just feels awkward. It's just religion. Why'd you bring it up then, huh? It's whatever. Let's just change the topic. I want to see who this guy is. Something Junior. Bruh. What? Listen, I feel like certain things, if I say IRL, it's much better. Because, like, it's in front of people that, like, know it's a joke. But on streams, like, I gotta watch myself sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I can't be too stupid. Oh, that guy's not streaming right now. That's a shame. Or maybe he's not English, or she. Midori no hai. Back. Yeah, they're not streaming. Boom. Yep. Let's go with Sidebeam. I like this song. Wait, so how long? So, when was the last? Do you roleplay like IRL too? Do you dress up, Bean? I'm just gonna go Magical Leaf here. It was a long day. You might eat some more. Rock to him. I gotta switch Ralts out. I think I'm gonna give the experience share to Ralts because Ralts sucks butt right now. Dressing up is cosplay. No. She was saying that she role plays, but I don't know if she cosplays. Stupid. I think. My dad hated cats for a while, but when I got Ashes, he started to have a soft spot. Yo, yeah, a lot of people hated dogs in my family, and then they had a soft spot for my dog. The other cats we have, but he gives very little chances to people or animals. He sleeps in a lot. He's a good dad. He just has his flaws with us. Yeah, I mean, listen, he might change too. My dad changed a lot. And my mom, but my dad changed a lot, like, in a lot of good ways, which I'm very happy about, you know? PP Nub? Yes, true. Have a great night, Asta, and thanks for popping in, bro. I hope you enjoyed. PP is mage. I would love to be a mage. Freaking any game I play, I like being mage. In RuneScape, mage. And that's pretty much the only game. I don't know. My dad changed too. He gained the power and Vince. I mean, that sucks, bro. My dad is still visible, but he's very skinny, so he's invisible in certain points of view. Oh, shit. I thought you would be a healer. Nope. I like defense in many things in life. Almost every game I play, I like being defense. Defense! Like, they're clapping for me when they're singing that, you know? So, I like being defense, basketball, everything. It's because I'm too much of a pussy to be anything else, but... I'll check in again if you're streaming tomorrow night. Alright, see ya, Asta. Yep, trying to stream every night. Monday to Thursday, pretty much every night. 8 p.m. Eastern for at least, 3-4 hours. And then weekends and Friday becomes a bit tricky because real life, unfortunately, or fortunately, whatever. But yeah. Ralt sucks butt. When does she evolve? Or he, I don't know what it is for... But yeah, I like being... Mage, you could attack from a distance, you know? Healer, you can't really attack. I guess healer would make sense for me too. But... RuneScape doesn't have healer. What do you think your mods will be in that sense? Oh, that's a good question. Nathan, you would be... DPS. You would be going in there and just having the highest DPS. I don't know. What's it called? Attacker? Dinel would be a scout because he's like quiet and slimy. I'm just joking. He's not slimy, but like, you know. Doctor would be a tank. He just seems like a tank for some reason. And Diego would be the healer. Boom. That's what I would say. And I would be the mage. And then Rosie would be the range, the archer. And then Blaster would be invisible. I don't know. Blaster would be, I don't know, bro. I don't know. We filled all the roles, no? I think it's working. Oh. Berserker? Yeah, Berserker. You would be the person that just goes in there and like tries to get kills real quick. Doctor would be a spy. I don't know. I see Doctor as a tank for some reason, and you as a spy. But maybe vice versa would work. I don't know. Or intelligence. Yeah, maybe intelligence. Yeah, Rosie, you would be the archer. Because your legs hurt because of band practice, so you can't move that much, so you have to arch from a distance. I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying. I ran out of things. I don't know. The song sounds mad hot. I keep forgetting to put my freaking XP share on Ralts. Archer. What rhymes with Archer? I've been listening to Harry Mack, a freestyler on YouTube lately, so I'm just like in that mood, I guess. I need blood for my ritual, so it makes sense. Yeah, exactly. Bro, if you actually do crazy shit IRL, bro, bruh, is gonna be my answer. Why is that so catchy? Timmy, if it's working, add me as a friend. Ping Pong Moosters. I think it's just the same. It's Mudshot. But I don't smoke pot. And I got a big let's say Columbine, but no. A big what's with I don't know what goes with ka. Look, I get bored, so I do crazy shit to not be bored. Yeah, just make sure the crazy shit is not too crazy, you know? Like stuff that you would get arrested or go to juvie or go to jail, you know? We're all in the same world. That's what's really cool about this game. If you start in Hoenn, in the Hoenn region, then I could play with you. If not, then I can't play with you. Until you get there. Or until I get to the region you're in. Or until I get you know? But it's one server, I think. I finally logged back into my Xbox account. Let's go! Rosie, what would you say you would be if we were playing like MMO game? MMORPG, as the kids say. For a second, I was like, why is Psybeam super effective? But then I was like, oh yeah, poison. Psychic beats poison. But it's not going to one-hit KO because Ralt sucks booty holes. Or maybe it will. Nope. I was like, maybe it will. Tentacle doesn't have the best stats, but... Want to know the rituals? If it's illegal, no. If it's legal, sure. MMO is mass multiplayer organization. That's not what it is. Mass multiplayer online. It's games where you could play with other people, pretty much. Doesn't look like the game you're playing. Wait, what did you install? This man installed a virus. Here, let me see. PokeMMO. Like the first link here, I think. Yeah, it's this. The game is 3D. Wait, are you serious? Because I tried to get the 3D one and I thought it doesn't exist. Wait, how'd you download a 3D one? PokeMMO 3D. Oh, you downloaded this. You definitely downloaded this. Wait, this looks cooler. Why aren't we playing this? Wait, what do people on Twitch play? Bro. It's third person? Oh, I can't spell. Pokemon MMO. Oh, I'm in the MMO. I'm in the 3D category. But no one is playing 3D. Except this guy, maybe? I don't know. I can't tell. Oh, he has a wife and 2 kids. Cringe. Jimmy gonna be like, what? Probably like an assassin or someone who's sneaky. Fair. Fair. Oh, I need surf to pass this. Join streamer chat. I'll show you. Okay. That's your title? Yeah. I use my own blood, so don't worry. The ritual is for luck and to make someone popular. Well, it didn't work on me, so you might have to do it again. Don't use too much of your own blood, bro. Be careful. Join streamer chat.
Oh, look at my screen share, bro.
Yeah, let me see. Last stream.
Oh, look at that. I
Whoa.
was like, oh, this isn't the game.
This looks sick. What the hell?
Yeah, you could jump around too.
Bro, I'm just gonna put you on full screen and leave. This looks cooler.
The Pokemon's 3D too.
It looks like Poke Legends though.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Maybe I'll check that game out too.
Someone just got a shiny white Ghastly.
Jesus.
I don't know what to do.
Install this game.
Yeah.
Oh wow. That looks cool though. I think in the future maybe I'll check that out.
I literally just searched the
And
the correct one this time.
good. I might get that one too though. That one looked cool. Who said I'm using it on you? I'm using it on my friend, the dad figure of my IRL friend group. Oh, okay. Well, consider using it on me in the future, Nathan, because I need to get popular, bro. And if your blood makes me popular, then that's weird. Don't do that. Probably like an assassin or someone who's sneaky. Are you sneaky, Rosie? You don't seem very sneaky to me. I don't mean that in a mean way. I'm just like, I don't know. Baby, muchakene on my mind. All right, I'm gonna give the experience share to Rosie. I was about to say to Raltz. Where is it? Experience share, and then I'm gonna move Lanoon up. I don't want to train Raltz anymore. It sucks pee-pee. My love, so sweet. All right, so right now, does anyone remember what to do in this game? I thought I had to get... I played this game so many... Oh, there it is. Okay. Never mind. I remember. PB has 600 plus followers and 90,000 views. I don't have 90,000 views. 9,000 views. I'm not famous. You know, people think that when streamers get partnered and they have that Twitch badge, that they're famous and they don't need help anymore. But like 99%, like if you're partnered, if you just got partnered, 99% chance you're not making enough to make a living. Unless you have some people who give you like thousands of dollars a month or something, but
you gotta be on NoPixel whitelist and get like 500 viewers.
yeah, you need...
One of the guys that I used to play with and I'm still friends with went to NoPixel whitelist and got 600 viewers in the first day.
Really?
Yeah.
So how long do you think it would take me to get that?
You'd have to pay.
How much again?
I think it's like $60.
A
And
month?
that's not counting the wait time. No, that's just for the application, which you might not even get accepted.
Oh yeah. I remember you telling me now more.
Yep.
Well, yeah, I want to see if role playing is even a thing for me. I gotta role play one of these days with
There's no
GTA or
really
something.
good servers that actually roleplay. That's the sad part.
Oh.
Except for the No Pixel one. But even then, it's not really roleplay. It's racing, boosting, which is stealing cars and you get to keep them until cops steal it. And then,
Gotcha. I did
yeah.
say
But
roleplay. I'm a lame ass bitch. I roleplay a lot. Do you roleplay on games, Bean? Give me mortality of timeouts for 5 times and I'll use it on you. Nah, it's okay, Nathan. But yeah, most people you need. I think I did the calculations once. I think you need like 200 average viewers generally to like make enough to survive. And that's not enough to survive in New York even. But I mean, New York is really expensive, but
where the fuck did the installer go?
no, I
There
don't
it
know.
is.
But yeah, you need like 150. Like writing roleplay or not? No, like roleplay. Like, oh yeah, because you
GTA
said you were
5
writing.
roleplay.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be GTA, but like voice, like on something I could do on stream to roleplay. You know what I mean? Like VR. VR seems like it would be a lot of fun. You know?
Yeah.
I need to get a VR headset, but I also need to save up for Japan and other stuff. So
There's so many things you want to do, but you have so many things planned that you can't do the things you want to do.
yep. And also
I
money
don't.
is a big factor in life. You know?
Do I need the ROMs or no?
Yes, you do.
Oof.
Help you understand. Do you want me to suggest
Yeah.
a okay?
Yeah.
I'm gonna put it on the Discord and then delete it because I don't. I probably shouldn't write it. It'll be in just chatting, okay?
Or just send it to me.
Yeah, that just felt like more work. All right, I'll do that. Give me a second. I'll whisper it to you on
Which?
Twitch. Yeah. Yeah, here it is. That's a totally legal website. The stuff I need for the ritual is pretty cheap. I need a live chicken. No, it's okay. You don't need to ritual for me. You don't need to do it. I'm good.
Which one do I click on?
The vault. You should see something that says the vault. And then you want to look up the games that you need. And this one is safe. I've used it. Others I've known used it. My dad said it was safe. I don't know how he figured it out, but yeah. So if you trust Daddy Pong, you should be good. I'm gonna tell you the steps so you can do it. No, it's okay, Nathan. I don't want to kill a chicken. I'll eat it, but I won't kill it. I'm hypocritical like that. Oh, are you kidding me? Bro, Ralt sucks. It's so annoying. Go ahead.
No, never mind.
What level does it evolve? Can you say
High
it's
level.
high level?
Yeah.
So annoying.
I don't know which fucking thing to do. Pokemon.
Message on your second account. What is it? God Monkey Verso or something? Message so I could see that, so I can message you.
Would
Add
it be
my friend.
N64?
No.
DS?
DS, Game Boy Advanced are the stuff you want to look at.
Okay.
Wish is my command. You need a chicken head, so I guess you can just buy chicken head. I guess that's true. Add my friend request hose. On what? Oh, on Discord. I don't want to be your friend. Bro, what is this game bar bullshit? Why do I get notifications? Why do you guys see these notifications? That's so dumb.
What game bar?
I don't know. It's like my brother uses my Xbox, or I guess I gave it to him, but he uses my account, so the notifications are going through on screen. I don't want to see that. just gonna unnotify everything.
Fucking mosquito bites all my legs.
Mosquito bites. I don't get mosquito bites. Okay, I friend requested you.
Away. Get away.
I don't get them because I'm indoors all day.
Yep.
You need oh, I read the same message twice. No, he died, bro. Are you kidding me? How many super potions did you use? I actually have to think for this battle, and this is not even the main battle yet. My Pokemon are too low leveled.
Level them up.
I know. I got to. I got to. I don't want to just grind though. Torkoal.
Do I only need the required one, or do I need all of them?
You don't need all of them, but if you wanna, you might as well get all of them, so you could travel between regions in the future. I pinged you. Ping. PP. Oh, okay, good. All right.
I don't see all these other ones. The fuck?
And you want to press Vault.
Yeah.
I'm doing something so illegal. Oh my god. I ping you.
Ooh, I need this one. Oh my god, I'm a criminal.
Huh? He had a citrus berry? Why did the citrus berry heal before taking full damage? And I got burnt? Don't tell me I'm gonna die. I have 1 life. Are you kidding me? Bro, this game is racist. I hate this game sometimes.
Oh, I forgot to tell you that I got a 14-day suspension from PD.
Wait, really? What'd you do?
You probably won't know what it's called, and I can't say it on stream because, you know.
Did you say crazy shit?
Twitch. No. It's the band was called ERP. If you know what that is, I'm not gonna go into detail.
I don't.
Okay. Oh, yeah, that's what I got banned for.
Why'd
It was
you
a
do
2-day
that?
ban and 14-day suspension because the guys that I was doing it with were my friends, and the chief of PD didn't know that. So he took it the wrong way, and yeah. It is what it is, though.
Yeah. You live, you learn. Not gonna do that
Yeah.
again, I guess. Oh, Nathan knows what it is.
Yeah.
I could guess what it is. I'm gonna look
Go
it up. I'm
ahead.
curious now.
Don't look it up on stream.
Yeah. I'm not.
Oh, I'm seeing if it actually tells you.
Yeah.
That's not the right thing.
Um.
Enterprise resource planning.
Oh, that I learned in school, but I'm sure that's not the right thing. Yeah.
No.
Rape is one of the words. Yeah.
Yeah, technically. It falls under that.
Oh, I have to do RP. It's specific to role playing, it seems.
Yeah.
Erotic roleplay? Oh, you could say that.
No, it's not that.
Oh, it's not that. Oh.
No. It's the first, the thing you said.
Oh, rape.
Yeah, that.
Whatever. I don't care anymore. Being is like roleplay? Who's the roleplay? Yeah, we were talking about roleplaying. But not like writing. Can we see some of your roleplay, Bean, content? I found it out thanks to the same father figure that I just talked about. Lol. Is that Timmy? That is Timmy. You can join the chat if you'd like. We're on streamer and Discord right now. Hell
This one I
no.
need.
I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna look up Spaboiled Egg roleplays. Probably not gonna find anything, but
Oh, I have to unzip it. I don't like unzipping
Yes.
things.
Well, when
I'm
you get
dumb, I don't want to do
older,
it.
when you get older and there's, a person that you really like, you might have to start.
Shut up, bro.
I'm just saying, bro.
How do you unzip something?
You might need another app to unzip.
Bro.
Yeah.
Can't I just like open it and drag it out into my fucking desktop?
Yeah, you might. It depends. You might be able to just open it and drag it out too. Yeah. Actually,
Yeah,
yeah, you
try
should
that.
be able to do that. Never mind. The way he sent it to me was bad. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't need to know what ERP means. I really want to know now, but I don't need to know. It's okay. Not on stream. You need like friendship level 5+. What level are we at right now? Well, I guess IRL, when we meet up IRL, friendship will go up or down, right? Hopefully up. What level are we at, Bean? Do people have levels for friendships? I don't really have that.
No, I don't either.
Yeah. I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. It's just a friend.
Gold.
I'm like level 3. Okay, I'll take that.
Silver.
So I'm guessing there's 5 levels in your system. Level 1 is a print. I'll tell you some embarrassing shit. Oh, okay. That's pretty good. But not my role plays. Fair.
I don't see Emerald. There's no Emerald.
There's Emerald. That's GBA, bro. You gotta go GBA. Game Boy Advanced.
Oh, that's why.
Stupid.
I'm still on DS.
Stupid. No, you're not stupid.
I have a Game Boy Advance still.
Me too. Hashtag me too. I bought one from Japan too. I feel
have
like a cool
one
kid.
not the game. Wait, the Game Boy Advance is a small one, right?
It's like a flip phone.
Yeah, I have that one.
Yeah. What Pokemon does he have? Are you good with horror movies? No, I actually hate horror movies. It's like horror games.
He hates anything horror.
Yeah. I put a cap over my head and I don't watch the movie. It's terrible. I hate it.
What if you went on a date and she said, "Let's go watch a horror movie"?
Then I say, "Nice meeting
No,
you.
thank
Goodbye." I would go with her, and I would just concentrate on other
Scream.
stuff. No, I would try to concentrate on other stuff. And I would hope that she's scared and she's like holding my arm. But then I would scream and she would get more scared. I don't know. It depends on the
scare
girl.
her.
Yeah. If she likes horror movies and she doesn't get scared from them, I would not do that on a first date. I would be like, sorry, I don't like horror movies. I don't know. It depends. I feel like I wouldn't, because I would look like such a pussy. I wouldn't want to do that first date, but also who knows. I'm going to put Lanoon up first here, because I think he uses a Mighty Anna for his first Pokemon.
Oh my god, Bing gave me a virus? Oh my god.
Hell yeah. It gives me your credit card info, so you could tier 3 sub.
Good thing I don't have one.
Yeah, you're lucky. It looks like a virus website, right? It looks so sussy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good, let's get Emerald in there.
Hey! Hey. Bro, we're gonna stream on we're gonna when Dinell comes, we're gonna have some cool streams hopefully.
Game
I say
must
we
be
will,
restarted.
but it really is hopefully. Watch Sweet Home. If it's a horror movie, I'm not gonna watch it, bro. He has a Kadabra first.
Home Alabama.
Yo, one hit KO with pin missile. Hell yeah, that was so good.
I need to turn the music off.
Sag. Pin
I don't
pin
like
missile.
music.
You don't like music at all?
No, just Pokemon music in general. It's horrible.
Oh, I like Pokemon. I like some Pokemon music, but yeah, it gets repetitive for sure. It says Sweet Home. What makes it horror? Bro. Just because it says Sweet Home.
They're coming home and there's someone in their house.
Yeah. Listen, if it's not a horror, I'll check it out. I probably still won't check it out, actually. Because I only watch YouTube and anime. That's like pretty much what I watch. And then I watch my
I
monitor.
forgot my password, I think.
That doesn't seem good. Matcha decreases accuracy? Crit. We crit it. Oh no, it decreases speed. I'm dumb. Doesn't have 100% accuracy. No. So we got lucky there. I don't know why I used it. Camerupt is pretty slow, but he might heal. So I get hit with seed bombs, which might do good damage. Oh, he's not healing. Okay. He's a fire type trainer though. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't have taken out Ivysaur. Oh, but this. Oh shit! You can. I just realized that this is in set mode. I don't remember if I did that or the game automatically did that. I think I did that to make it more interesting. That's kind of funny. All right, we're gonna use sleep powder here. Wait, have you watched that, Rosie? Sweet Home? Sweet Home Alabama. This is like the first time I didn't miss sleep powder in forever. I'm just gonna spam takedowns. I think that should be fine. Crit. That did not do as much as I wanted it to. You tired, Timmy? God Monkey Timmy in here?
Oh, I need to verify my email. That's why.
Oh. Super Potion did so much. Jesus.
Oh, it didn't work still.
I am in Pokemon Emerald, not Pokemon Black 2 or White 2, no.
Can I pick where to go?
Yeah, you could pick. So if you want to play with me, pause, then you could pick Emerald first. Otherwise, it would take
There's some
longer.
kid
But
crying outside.
Nice.
I think he crashed his bike.
Why do you guys find kids like getting injured funny?
As it is.
Oh, fair. Rosie be like, Begwan. What does Begwan mean? Alright, we're gonna go to Ralph.
Baguette.
No, Begwan, it's an emote. I love Rosie's emotes.
Why
Oh,
isn't
these
it
are
working?
Twitch. These are Twitch emotes? I don't know, bro. They don't want you to succeed. Oh, why does he have crunch? That makes sense, though.
Succeed.
Bro, pause, bro. Pause. You're too young, bro. You can't say that. I mean, you could, but not on stream, bro. That's sus. I mean, don't say it to me off stream either. Never mind. I didn't use focus energy. Wait. I didn't mean to use focus energy. Shit. I mean, it might be worth it if we get crits. Yes!
But
it was worth it. We got a crit. Where are kids getting hurt? Outside of Timmy's house. You better man. Wow, we got 2 crits in a row. That's actually very lucky. Focus energy was useful. For those that don't know, it increases crit chance.
This is actually dumb.
Yeah, I wonder why it's not working.
Well, I forgot my password.
Oh. I'm not wondering anymore.
And it's not emailing me. There we go.
Timmy record it. Lol. I forgot I had Eevee. I barely use Eevee.
I hate Eevee.
Yeah, I mean Eevee sucks, but when it
There's
evolves,
too many evolutions.
Yeah, but some of the evolutions are actually pretty good. Like Jolteon's pretty decent. I guess that's it. Vaporeon is but there's so many water types that like you don't need Vaporeon. Jesus, am I gonna get sweeped by a freaking dog?
Whale thing. Oh, fuck off.
I think I'm gonna have to slash here. Please don't one hit a KO.
Wait a minute.
Don't one hit a KO. Alright, we're good. I was like, it shouldn't, but if he crits. Wait, he has one more Pokemon? Oh my god. I thought that was his last Pokemon. Shit. Wait, pin. No! No, I didn't mean to press A! Oh, okay, I didn't. Oh, that was his Intimidate ability. I was like, what? Pin Missile, please. Hit 5 times. It only hit twice. Shit. Pin Missile, come on. Oh, it hit 5 times. He has 1 life. Are you kidding me? Oh my god, this was so close. Bro, we won with 3 life left. Bro. Damn, Lanoon carried. Oh, that's good.
I'm gonna see if you can get that game for cheaper.
Ralts is evolving too. Which game?
The God Monkey game.
Oh, no, don't worry about it. It's okay.
It's like $16 US.
That's okay. DS or PS? DS. DS. For this game, you need GBA, Game Boy Advanced.
Except Login. New character.
So does removing the meteorite here do anything? Because I feel like it's very easy to forget to do that in this game. All right, before I head to the next section, we're gonna go back and heal. Our whole team.
Someone stole my
died.
name.
You have to add like more letters. I'm gonna make a clan in this game too. So that should be cool.
Ah, low to me TP isn't taken. Wait, what? Okay.
Please, no static. Why is there a static encounter
How
like
do I
every
know
time?
where it spawned?
It should ask you like which game you want to spawn in. Wait, it might be better
I hope
to
it
just
didn't
die
ask me
here.
already.
I don't
Because
know.
I connected to a server.
Uh-oh. What? Did you get all the ROMs?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it should probably ask you. It should... What'd you play today? Just Fall Guys and this. We like yesterday. We tried to get another streamer to play Fall Guys with us. We got raided by a streamer, and what else did we do?
How do I move?
We did some push-ups. We did some stuff before going to this game, but how do you
How do
move?
I move?
What do you mean? Like just arrow
Like,
keys.
The arrow keys. Oh,
You could connect controller too though, but it's
there's a gift.
it's more complicated for me, so that's why I'm not.
How do
using
I
it.
open? There's a gift.
I just use my mouse for stuff. I don't know. Lava cookies. Lava cookie. But yeah, Rosie. Tomorrow.
Yeah, it's telling me to check it out, but I can't.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. Screen share and I'll look at it. So August 4th. Oh, you are? Okay. August 4th, I'm going to be playing Mario Kart because the new DLC comes out. And then a little after Apex Legends with the new season, playing with Arse Blaster because he's cool and I haven't talked to him or played with him in a while. Oh. I don't know. Just continue playing.
It won't let me leave.
Well,
Among Us.
you have to press the present. You're not
With
reading
what?
the instruct. Oh, Z and X. Usually for keyboard, Z is A and X is B. Sorry. Among Us. No Among Us for a while probably. But it doesn't look like you're in. You're not playing on Emerald, so I don't know.
I don't know where I am.
Yeah, I don't know where you are either.
What do I pick?
I don't know. I'm sorry. Try to go back.
Fire.
What's happening now? So Timmy is trying to join. So this game you could play Pokemon with. I could play with you guys. It's really cool. So Timmy right now is trying to join me, but I think he screwed it up a little. I'm gonna use water goggles.
Okay.
You could join too, Rosie. Anyone is welcome to join. It takes a bit of a setup, but after you set it up once, you're good to go. I think that's the website. Yeah, that's the website to install the
Fuck,
game.
that's loud.
If anyone wants to play. Oh. How do I unzip? Double click on the file and then just drag it out.
Yeah. How do I stop talking? Don't care.
Okay, I'll stop talking. I'm sorry.
No, not you, not you.
I know, I'm joking.
This person. Bianca.
Bianca. You're
Bianca's
on mobile?
annoying.
I have no idea how mobile works for PokeMMO.
Me either.
Yeah. I'm
I
sorry.
think you can with it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if maybe you can, but I don't know.
You can. It's probably just
It's gonna be laggy
you
and
can't
stuff
get
probably.
the what's it called?
Yeah, you can't get the
The
what's it called.
maps.
This guy you can't verse. Oh, you do verse this guy. I thought you can't verse this guy for some reason.
Can you die? The pig is garbage.
Tepig is Tepig is okay. I don't really remember. That's Gen 5.
What
Fire-
it told me to get.
Fire types are generally decent because like they're rare. They're rarer than water types. Like water types, you could get a lot of different types of water types. And then grass types are a lot of the times the worst. They just have so many
Fuck.
weaknesses.
Bro,
Oh.
I'm gonna slap this person if she doesn't fucking let me move.
You just gotta read it and do all that stuff. But
I'm not reading it.
but I don't think we're gonna be in the same location because you're not playing Pokemon Emerald. I don't know what you did, but
I have all of them. So I have them all in my background.
I don't know.
All these I put into it. White, heart gold, silver, platinum, emerald, and fire red.
I don't know, bro. I don't know. I thought it gives you an option to pick.
I'm in New Emma Town.
Yeah, we're not in the same area. We're in the same server, but you could add me as a friend. And I'll eventually get to your city, and you'll eventually get to mine. But I think after the 4th gym badge, you have access to other places. And I have 3 gym badges, and I'm about to get to the 4th gym badge area, so we should be good.
I thought the bottom right was the Pokemon I'm attacking. It's the top left.
Yes, it's always top.
The pig isn't bad then.
Top is always what you're attacking. Well, you haven't played Pokemon before?
I have a while ago.
Oh, okay.
But it was what's that one? I think it's Ruby. No.
Ruby. I like Ruby. The fire one with
It was for
Groudon?
the new DS that came out. The one that's like 2 screens, but it's
Diamond and
square.
Pearl?
No.
Black and white?
Hold on, let me see where my things at.
I kind of grew up with Pokemon. But yeah, I think also we haven't played community games in a while since the subathon. So I think, well, technically Fall Guys in this game are community games, kind of, but I think we'll play like
Yeah.
Gartic and stuff like that starting tomorrow. Community
Oh, yeah.
games, that'd be fun. Yeah, exactly. You know? I think we'll do community games tomorrow.
Oh, can I move now? Okay.
Just gonna write a note. Oh, and Mario Kart tomorrow. The
How do I
DLC
check-
comes out at midnight.
How do I check if I have all the DLCs or not?
How do you check DLC?
Or what I have on the ROM?
Oh wait, actually, never mind. I don't think I'll play the DLC because it costs money, right? Like $25. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about the DLC.
Hold on, let me check this.
It costs too much. I thought it was a one-time thing where you buy it once and then you get all the DLC.
What's
So
it
I bought it.
checking?
I bought it once. Do I have access to all the DLC that's gonna come out, or do I have to buy all of them like separately? You have DLC? Oh, okay. Yeah, if one person has it, we could play. You can play if I own it. Let's go. Yeah, I think it's like $25. I thought I got all of the maps, but it's only like the DLC. Like, that's so dumb. Freaking Nintendo making that money. It's crazy, right? It's like $25. It's pretty high for me.
Wait, you can actually get Slime Rancher for $8.
Ooh, how?
Get a Steam key.
What was that?
You go to a site and
Is
you
it
buy a Steam
Sosibaka?
key. No, I've done it before.
Alright, give me the site.
You don't have to spend like $16 on the game.
Thank you. You know,
And
coming
you
in
get
with
the
the
full
clutch.
game still.
True. Timmy also coming in with the clutch. With the Steam key. Oh.
I know it looks sussy baka, but it ain't.
Okay. Slime Rancher. It looks a bit sussy baka, but I'll take your word for it. Alright, I'll check that out after stream. Do you know, copy good
Where to go?
clutch. But yeah.
Oh, cheering.
So the plan for tomorrow is community games and Mario Kart. And then after, I already don't know what days are. When the days. We might play some of this tomorrow as well, because I am trying to push Pokemon more on the channel.
Bro, this guy's stupid. Let me in.
And then yeah. I don't know what I was gonna say. And then when Apex comes out, the new season, we'll play a bit of that. But yeah, I feel like we haven't done community games in a while, so community games for sure. Oh, I'm dying because of Leech Seed. I'm not paying attention. So dumb. I was like, how did I not do that much with Pin Missile? Let's go. I think once I get to the next town, I'm gonna call it a night, guys. Sumimasen. Sorry, Timmy, as well.
Sleepy baka.
Sleepy baka.
Oh my god.
I love this song.
Bro, this guy is stupid.
See, the thing I like a lot about Minecraft, even though I don't like Minecraft itself that much, is that like having a server means you could see everyone build crazy stuff, you could play with everyone. Like, I wish there was something like that for Pokemon. Like, this is kind of like that, but it's not like you could build your own gym and stuff. I feel like Pokemon, someone has to make an insane Pokemon game where it's like community based.
Pixelmon?
Pixelmon is kind of like that, but Pixelmon is Minecraft.
Yeah.
But you're right. You're right though. Yeah, I guess Pixelmon is that. I just really don't like Minecraft. I tried to check out Pixelmon. Like, one of my friends is like, "Yo, Pixelmon, you would kill it. You know, I could help you make videos and stuff." And I'm like, okay, fine, let me check it out. And I couldn't, bro. It was so tempting to cheat, to just go to creative mode and like go around the town. And I was like, I wouldn't be able to make videos without cheating. I don't want to do this.
That's why there's also servers that you can go on where it doesn't let you in creative mode.
Yeah.
And there's other people you can trade with and then shit like that.
Yeah. Pixel, ew, right? Yeah, Pixelmon is just Minecraft. I don't know what it is. Minecraft, the way it looks is just it turns me off. Not that a game should turn me on, but like it's just boxes. It's like pixels.
There's some that do.
But Pokemon is also like doesn't look amazing, but for some reason it's just so much better than me. I don't know why. There's some that do. Yeah. Like if I had a computer that could handle like really nice shaders and stuff, maybe I would play Minecraft more, but I don't. I like Pokemon, but not that much. Fair. Digimon and Minecraft is best. That sounds interesting. All right, we made it to the next town. This is where we just spam with. You know what? Let's try to go for the 4th gym too. Actually, no. That'll be a prize for next time. We're gonna end stream soon. By soon, I mean around now. Let's see if there's anyone to raid. After party again, or I'm not making promises. I might be gone for an hour to 2, to be honest. But it is earlier, so you know, who knows? Who should we raid? Let's see who's online first.
I gotta get my 20k points back again.
Let's raid Swift, because Swift is cool. He's playing Halo, pretty chill. He's in a, he has like the funniest laugh I've ever heard someone have. And he is chill. He's in a streamer gang. I wanted to play with him before, but I never got the chance. He played in the Mario Kart race as well. I love this song. But let's run the credits. Thanks for the follow. We got a lot of new followers today. Thank you all for following. Thank you for the raid. Benji. I remembered your name. I mean, I don't think you're here anymore, but thank you. Thanks to everyone who popped in, everyone who played Fall Guys with me, who got PokeMMO. Oh yeah, God Monkey happened today, Rosie, as well. Timmy is the new God Monkey. He can make me play games and stuff. And he's yellow on Discord, which is cool. So, thank you guys for the Fall Guys, for PokeMMO, for chilling. And I hope you guys enjoyed. I have to wake up early tomorrow because I need to get some gifts for my squad and little sister. Little sister for MB. What's MB? Slay. Does the music bot work? Everything should be muted in sleep chat. But you could go to the music channel to listen to music while being muted. Oh, marching band. Oh. Gotcha. Makes sense. All right, so have a good night. I might not see you guys on Discord later. Just in time for credits. Yes. Thanks for watching, guys. And just stick around for the raid, so it looks like we're raiding with more people. Then you could leave if you want. But he's pretty cool. And yeah. I really appreciate y'all coming through as always. Timmy as God Monkey, what a perfect choice, to be honest. True. Yes, thank you, Rosie. Copy that if you are subbed for the raid message. I just don't want to wake up like last time. Oh, okay. And bye-bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Good night or have a good day.
Oh, I forgot I have tornado ones.
Alright.
Ping pong with a raid.
I
Nathan.
don't really know what to do from here on.
Ghost is gonna kill me because he won't charge me.
Ping pong. Ping pong.
Let me X the music real quick.
What the fuck just hit me?
Ping pong. Ping pong. Ping pong. What's up? Oh my god! I was like, what happened?